Makes me question my decision.
I trust you. Two things: you're not gonna fuck my kid, and you're not gonna rat me out if I post a picture of a kid with Down syndrome playing basketball.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly.
AKA, you're chill.
The basics of friendship, being a solid bro,
Yeah,
a down bro.
Number one, that dude's got a wet ass jumper.
Oh, that fucking strong and able kid. Oh my god, that kid.
He shoots every shot like this.
Yeah, what did we used to call it the grandma throw when we were kids? Like, oh god.
Dude, there was a whole episode of This American Life about a professional basketball player who had like one of the highest free throw rates because he threw grandma style.
Oh, through the legs?
Yeah. And he tried to convince all of his teammates, and like all of their fucking scores went up, but they just could not deal with like looking like fucking grannies doing it.
I mean, it is silly looking.
We had this. I
get it.
This was when I was in middle school, so probably like 7th or 8th grade. We had this. We used to get yelled at back. Even though I'm old as shit, back then you got yelled at. You called kids gay and stuff, right? What you should have. You should not do that.
That came back in a big way when I was in school.
We had this kid that was very effeminate.
Big way.
And he was not, didn't give a shit. He did everything his way. So his name was Jeff. Sorry. But everything we said was Jeff style. It's like, you're being real Jeff style right now. So playing basketball, if you were to do that, like just like goofing around or like just playing horse, whatever you did that, like, yo, he just did a Jeff style. And I was like, that, and like people like still talk about that, like when I was into high school and out of high school for a couple of years. I was like, yeah, Jeff style every single time. So like you find a way around slurs that'll get you in trouble by using code words.
I think that's worse for Jeff.
When they get found out,
he didn't seem to care. He didn't give a fuck, dude.
Jeff marched the beat of his own gay drum.
Dude, he was a male cheerleader, and he was fucking proud of it, dude.
Dude, how long till No Diddy gets shit because it's coded as being like not to be.
And I guess it's not really.
It's not going to.
I guess it's not really code too if the entire student body of my middle school knew what it meant.
Yeah. It's veiled, but not really veiled.
It's kind of like a technicality. It's like, well, technically they didn't say it, so Jesus, what are you gonna do?
It's not so much of a veil as like a curtain that's open.
No Diddy cracks me up though.
I like No Diddy.
I've been saying it at work even when it doesn't apply.
I don't know what No Diddy means.
No homo.
No homo.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. He
troubles.
Butt fucking all his stars.
Yeah, getting the ops to blow him. That shit.
Mo money, mo buttholes.
I love at work. I was just saying it like, I'll come out of the wall. I was like, yeah, they didn't have any breakfast sandwiches, No Diddy. And he's like, and like my boss is like, that doesn't even fucking apply right now. Like, what are you doing? Like, stop. I was like, sorry, I was just saying there was no breakfast sandwiches, No Diddy. Yeah. Or it's like, hey, can you hand me the blue tape, No Diddy? And just like something it just drives him nuts, so it makes me extremely happy.
Fucking Kev.
But No Diddy is fun.
What a mark.
I've been saying it to my mother too.
Oh, she doesn't get it.
She has no idea who that is or anything.
This is how she keeps up with the youngins.
She has no idea what I'm talking about at all.
That's great.
Unless it's the Philadelphia show, she don't know shit. Welcome to the Irrelevant Illiterate podcast, episode number 700 and whatever.
Sure.
I have no idea what fucking number we're on.
I think it's like 85.
Jesus.
So in addition to irrelevant and illiterate, you can't count either.
Can't count. We don't do any kind of checking to just see what episode number we're on, even though they're on all of the episodes. Returning, Mr. Jeff Roser.
Hello.
And the artist formerly known as J.D. Patchett. Jesse Draham's here.
That's right. What's up?
Thanks, boys.
That was my slave name.
You since doffed the shackles.
Mm-hmm.
He sang for his fucking freedom, dude.
Well, Diddy went through a couple names before he settled on one.
That's true.
Sean.
Wow.
He started off with Sean, went to Puffy, then Puff Daddy.
Then Sean Puffy Combs. Then P. Diddy, then just
Diddy.
No.
It's crazy. He
was Brother Love. He was Brother Love before the accusations came out.
That's right. He tried switching to Brother Love, and then
It was brief.
He loved when brothers blew. Wait, wasn't it also a fucking Mick Foley thing?
No, Brother Love was. You're thinking of Dude Love. But Brother Love was a manager.
Was it? Yes.
He was the original manager for The Undertaker for Paul Bearer.
Nice. Speaking of wrestling, Jeff, I know you're a fan.
Yes.
Did you go to WrestleMania?
Yes, both nights.
I did too. One night.
Now
Anthony went, right?
Yeah, and he didn't see any good signs.
Oh,
I don't follow wrestling at all, but what I do love about wrestling is wrestling signs.
There weren't many good signs.
Really?
There was a couple sitting near the front who had cardboard cutouts of their heads blown up.
I fucking hate those things.
Did you see them during
Kind of
like the iconic shot of John Cena and The Rock facing off, and they're in the background of that shot?
Oh god.
Oh man.
Terrible.
A lot of wrestling fans on Reddit were mad
Yeah,
about that.
if you want a great throwback, if you watch any of the old Attitude Era things, before the internet was really huge, people would just bring their memes to Monday Night Raw. Just no fucking reason.
TV.
Like, welcome to Monday Night Raw. And somebody just has like a Cartman shirt saying Cartman 316. It's like, okay, you got a meme somewhere. I get it.
Maybe wrestling is fucking cool.
I saw one. It was the AEW wrestling, and somebody had like the gigantic head, and I guess somebody had gone somewhere like around the bathroom, but had ripped like up their own poster board to like in the resemblance of a dick. Not really well done, but it was obvious that's what it was.
It was phallic.
And when the person put the head up, the person next to him put the dick up and kept like jamming it at the mouth, and I was like,
That's
well
badass.
done,
Well done.
well done. I just used to love the old signs. Were fucking great. Like,
The best, my favorite one ever is Gold Dust raped my dad.
Probably factually true. That was a hell of a storyline, let me tell you.
Well, Gold Dust would roll like that, dude. He was fancy boy. He was kind of Jeff style.
He was an eccentric.
Yeah.
I always like how they tried to play this just like that goes all the way back in like Flamboyant. Liberace just hasn't found the right girl yet.
Yeah.
He
Still not
loves his
married.
mother too much.
God,
Still not married. You believe that?
that shit fucking hilarious. I love that when people are shocked when the most flamboyant dudes come out. It's like everybody else is like, yeah, okay, of course he is. That makes sense. And a lot of people are just like, Freddie Mercury.
Rob
kidding?
Halford and shit.
Yeah, Rob Halford. He said he was hell bent
Dude.
for leather.
Halford has only gotten gayer. Like before, he was just like, I am a gay man. That's right. And now he just has like his fucking nipple piercings out. Just like,
I kind of like it because he's kind of just like, say some shit. Say some shit to me about being gay and in a metal band. He's like, he's leaning in so hard. I'm like, I hope he's doing it just to really fuck with like the metalheads that aren't very open-minded.
I mean, Priest is damn near 50 years in now. That's
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
I love these getting gayer and gayer. That's awesome, honestly.
When I saw them like 7 years ago, he was still riding his fucking his motorcycle onto stage.
How dare you accuse him of riding a dirt bike?
I know. I'll never be smart.
Yeah, what is he, a 16-year-old in Philly?
Or a
down a
fucking
side street, yeah.
or a 13-year-old out front of your
And
house
found my
today.
neighborhood? Jesus Christ.
That fucking rabble rouser.
Kid that
Dude.
turfs his own lawn, then yells at me when my dogs piss on it. Like, fuck out of here, kid.
that's funny. I feel like out of all the subcultures I typically deal with, being like wrestling and comedy and stuff like that, I do feel like I've been getting more into gay subculture than anything else. I've been watching a lot of Drag Race with the wife.
It's a lot more fun.
It is. I like how. So another thing I'm into, I love like old blaxploitation films, and I think
right.
I am really interested in stuff that was not made for me. At no point were they like, what did this 37-year-old father that's a digital marketer, what would he think of Alaska Thunderfuck's outfit this season?
No, I'm the opposite. The older I get, the more I'm moving away from stuff that's not meant for me.
Really?
Yeah, like the whole Kendrick Lamar and Drake thing. I'm like, who the fuck cares what I think?
Yeah.
I'm not, it's not for me. You
I was
know?
like, I was never into that in the first place, which is why I was driving home with a black comic from a show who told me everything, and it was right before it like blew up.
Who was it?
Malachi.
Okay.
Shout out Malachi Ayres. But yeah, he was like, oh yeah, they got this beef going on. And then literally the next day, that was when Kendrick started dropping like every single day.
Yeah,
Like,
but when Elon Musk weighs in on it, it's not cool anymore.
No.
You know?
It's true.
That's the death
The only reason I'm actually paying attention to this rap beef, because I don't follow rap at all, but rap beef when I was younger was pretty simple. It was always like, this guy like repped the wrong crew or gang or whatever, or he
Didn't check
fucked
in.
somebody's wife or something. You're like, all right, whatever, vanilla. It's like typical shit, and occasionally people got shot. All right, now it's like, oh, he made dudes like suck each other's dicks on film, so we use them for blackmail later, and then like you're like, okay, now this is salacious enough that I'm interested.
Yeah.
Like, tell me more.
wasn't it Suge Knight who made like two twin brothers
Yes.
blow each other?
Yes.
Whoa.
Like, I understand there's humiliation, but at a certain point, Suge is like, oh man, I'm going to spank it to this later.
But there's a certain point you're also like, all right, I'll just take the bullet. I mean, like,
Yeah, I know. At that point,
Yeah,
you got to kill me.
look, at gunpoint, it's not usually like, yo, suck a stranger's dick. I'm like, well, I do have some TV shows I got to catch up on. So I'll suck the dick, you know. But there's like your twin brother, like, all right, nah, that's just weird. You have that mind meld thing. Were you both gonna come at the same time? That's fucking weird, right?
Well, not only that,
Oh God!
you gotta come in your brother's mouth, and it still feels good like coming, but it has to be your brother. No, you gotta kill
Yeah,
him.
that's lighting up bad wires are crossing in your brain.
You two gotta ride home together in silence.
What's gonna happen at fucking Thanksgiving, dude? You just-
Yeah.
You're just like inside, like, Mom's birthday's coming up.
We gonna rent a VFW? Or is it, the idea of them having to do family like planning shit on the drive back from that. Like,
could you imagine if your brother sucked your dick, and the next time he goes and kisses your mom on the cheek, you're just like, God damn it, mom, go to the bathroom, wash that off, please.
dude, I can tell you as a still relatively new father, you don't think about it much, but keeping your jizz away from your kids is such a bigger like if you fucking like, okay, I jerk off in the shower, like, fuck, there's a rubber ducky I didn't see, and you just jerk.
It's in the splash zone, yeah.
Yeah, you just jerk off on a cum rag, don't think anything, throw it in the hamper, and then it's laundry day, and it's just like a footy pajama glued to it. You're just like,
man.
oh God, okay.
This sock was attached to my t-shirt. Like, oh shit.
The bed that you and your wife share, and your kid is like crawling all over it. Oh
yeah, no, we have put her we have had sex while she has had a power nap, gone and gotten her afterwards, and thrown her into bed, and there's just like a fucking stain of pussy juice. Just like we're gonna put a pillow.
You know what you should have done? Is like, I can't believe you're still pissing the bed. Like, you're such and such years old. It's like, come on, honey, can you believe this? And you're just like high-fiving your wife. But like, I can't imagine, because like, you know, like I said, I don't have kids, but I knew how bad you had to, like, when you had a girl like sleep over for the first time, or come over to your house even just not to sleep over for the first time. You're like, I got to keep her away from all the places I come. Like, I got to keep her away from my laundry baskets and shit. Like, to keep her away from anything like that. Keep her off my sheets unless I know I've washed them recently. It's like, Jesus Christ. So if I had a kid, I'd be like, you're wearing a bubble.
That's the thing. Women are so different than us. If we wandered into their house and we just smelled pussy everywhere, we'd be like, "Fuck yeah!"
Fuck
We're just rubbing our cheek on it, like, yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Get them pheromones.
the arm of the sofa. This crazy
Do you
bitch.
mind if I leave my clothes here for a day?
Yeah.
Just drape all your clothes over the arm of the sofa. Oh, fuck. That would be great.
I remember reading back in like the height of hipsterdom, they were having like pheromone parties where like everybody would have to, you would have to sleep.
I forgot about this.
Yeah,
this is a true thing.
everybody would sleep in a plain white T-shirt the night before, and then you come in, everybody puts them in bags, and then you sniff the shirts, and then you pair up based on like the smell you like the most.
Oh man.
People had too much fucking time on their hands.
It is weird that hipsters just disappeared overnight. They just all became like ultra leftists, and then a few became ultra rightists like Gavin McGinnis. But
That's the one that really fucking freaks me out. Is when like people do shit like that, like have like the pheromone parties. Then all of a sudden they're mad when people are changing their genders.
Oh, yeah.
You used to bag your shirts so people can sniff them. Is that like?
Is that backed up in science there? Exactly.
I think there's something. I don't think they actually know how pheromones work in humans.
Yeah.
I don't think we will.
No, we just call that Riz now, you know.
Yeah.
I still
Got
have
that
no
really.
idea what the fuck that word really means.
Charisma.
Why can't we just say charisma?
Because Riz is cooler and shorter.
It's like when people shorten pizza to za. I'm like, please,
Fuck yeah.
fucking
It's cool.
Yeah, those
fall
people-
off
I thought Za was weed.
That's za.
That's Zaza.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was thinking of the fucking words we used to have for weed back in the day, and now I'm like, what the fuck were we talking?
Yeah, does anybody... Would I sound like a... If I called it Buddha, would kids think... Does that sound like saying... grass or reefer, you know?
You could tell when somebody was by what they used to call weed. Like, you definitely hung out with hippies.
No.
Or skaters, or just punk rockers.
Skaters said Buddha.
Yeah. Now, if you hang out with, I guess we can't say wigger anymore, so yo boys or whatever, they wouldn't call it Buddha.
No, it was Bud.
Or Bud or Bushead was the one going through our school for some reason.
I never
No
heard that
idea
either.
why.
No, it was always Bud in my school.
Yeah.
I find it very hard to let go of the word wigger.
Me too.
It's,
Me,
It's such a-
I grew up with so many of them.
because it's you know exactly what we're talking about when
Yes.
you say that word. But also, I completely understand the case that you shouldn't say it. You
Yes.
know what I mean? Like, that's the hard part is like,
no.
I agree that I should say it, but also you haven't given us an alternative.
yes,
you know,
that's so
that's the
hard.
problem.
No one's brought anything to the table that I can replace it.
The real problem is the alternative is that these guys were like the villains of my childhood. They were all scumbags. Those were like the bully kids.
Yep.
And the thing is, what they wanted to be called, what they identified as, was thugs. And
Yeah.
I don't want to call these corny fucking white boy pillheads. I don't want to back
all
up.
pillhead.
They're picturing themselves as like the white DMX with like fucking. They all had like their mother Pekingese on a fucking strap, picturing themselves like DMX with the two fucking pit bulls on
Wearing
the
a
front.
5X t-shirt when they weigh 90 pounds.
Yeah.
I used to be one.
You know, yeah, and then like in Delaware, like the wigger is like our national bird. It's just like that's our state bird. It's like, so they're everywhere. Like they still exist. You're like, it's like it's kind of refreshing when you still see them out. In,
I
like,
know.
Lowered Civics.
A wig going strong.
And you're just like, hell, it's great though when you see them.
That's a hard W right there.
When they're,
With a W.
dude, it's even better when you see it like when they're like under 20 years old. You're like, oh, they still make those. It's like when you still see that, like they still make a cereal you used to like as a little kid. You're
When
like,
I see that,
nice.
I'm kind of like, I do wonder, is this a phase or is this just who you are? Because I work with some guys that's just who they are, and they're going to be that until they're 80.
I feel like most of them I see now are older. I feel like if you do opiates, you are like that's just what you are.
And you lived?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing about
They
wiggers,
earned
is
it.
the opiate crisis took out, I'd say, about 80% of them. And the rest of them just learned to trade.
That's a real epidemic there.
Losing the yoke.
We're losing our best.
Everybody's getting mad at like Big Pharma and the Sackler brothers, and they're like, "Are you really that mad? Are you really?"
Well, I think Travis Kelce breathed new life into him with that Caesar fade he has.
He's not now. He's too proper for his.
You've never heard him talk?
I've heard him talk. Plenty.
He kind of talks like
He has a
shit. We
little
doing
bit
this
of
game
that.
today. It's kind of one of those.
He has a twinge of it. So I'll be honest. I listened to all the music stuff that we were going to talk about later, and I've really been thinking about it in the last year. I think I have listened to more Taylor Swift than any other artist.
Huh.
So
I
warning ahead of time.
cannot deny her talent. I'm sorry. Like
She can write songs.
I'm like, I'll listen to Taylor Swift song. I'm like, this shit. What are these fucking kids doing? Then 10 seconds later, I'm like, fuck. I'm just humming it. Like, god damn.
And you know what? People always give her shit like she works with like so many co-writers. Like,
Yeah, that's what Nashville is.
But, but also like she plays guitar. You're gonna need a douchebag Jack Antonoff who has like the latest boopy boppy fucking piece of hardware for people who don't want to. They only ever learn the keyboards. It's the only instrument they can do.
Damn, imagine if Wyatt was nice.
Oh, fuck Wyatt.
He'd be so rich and famous by
And I
now.
also get mad when people get mad at Taylor Swift for doing shit girls her age typically do.
Yeah, I do have a problem with that because like, are we going to act like she's not like the typical 34-year-old?
Yeah.
Like people telling her to grow up. It's like, how many of these women do you know? They all act like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, they're not on a fucking private jet, but she's a 34-year-old white woman. Like, what the fuck do you expect?
Every long-term artist that really has a lot of success, the key every time is just growing with your audience. And that's it. She started as a fucking 16-year-old writing about, going to prom and shit, and now she's talking about her football.
You hear guys all the time like, oh, she always just complains about her exes all the time. It's like, yeah, that's what women her age do.
Yeah.
Like, how many of them have you hung out with?
That's what women in their 40s do, too.
That's
Like,
right.
I don't know how you break this, but they keep doing that.
Women be shopping, I'll tell you.
That's right.
They be chirping, shopping, dog.
That's actually an astute point, and I never thought about
She's
that before.
ruining football. Like, how?
No, I as a football fan, I will say she was fucking annoying. I mean, not necessarily her fault, but like the media attention on her was
that's
fucking
the
annoying.
media's fault. Or the people in the stadium that are constantly shifting the cameras over to her.
They're just capitalizing on the eyeballs.
Yeah, she's there
They
to
know what
fucking
they're
support
doing.
her fucking the dude whose dick she's sucking. Like, let her.
If it was up to her, she probably wouldn't be on camera. She'd just be in the fucking.
Are those brothers really? Are they from around here?
No, they're from Ohio.
Yeah.
Because one of them kind of has the hoagie mouth accent.
He's been here he's only ever played for the Eagles.
Yeah.
How long? I don't follow
13
sports.
years.
Like 13 years.
Okay.
His whole career.
He also
Yeah.
married a girl from Lower Merion.
Yeah.
So he's
Okay.
yeah, he's been absorbed.
It's forgivable.
He's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's been jumped into the gang. Also, Ohio people kind of get it too, to a point. Kind of shitty accent.
I mean, it's the same area, you know.
Yeah.
Cleveland and Philly are one. I don't think they're from Cleveland,
Right.
but they're one. It's one in the
Well,
same.
Yeah.
Ohio in particular, that was like back in the day when they were like trying to de-regionalize a lot of television. Like they would try to teach like broadcasters the Ohio accent because it like mixes. It doesn't really pop up on anyone's particular ears as an accent.
And it can either go either way, and you kind of hit the upper Midwest type of accent. It also kind of hits like the Northeast accents to a point where you're not like completely taken out of like the news coverage. Like, what the fuck is this person saying?
And
But-
aside from like your obvious like a Boston or a fucking New York or like the Deep South, those are the most recognizable.
I don't think the Delco accent is as prominent as it's made out to be.
No.
I'm in Delco a lot these days. There aren't that many people there like, yeah, let's get a hoagie. Like, it's not that bad.
Yeah. Also, I know a lot of people in Delco that still call them subs.
Yeah.
It's like,
All right.
you know, I mean, that's what I call them. And I only live like, 15 minutes from Delaware County? 20? So it's like
20.
Yeah. I love it when people are like shocked when people from like Delaware
Yeah,
and South Jersey talk like that.
Even I'm 25 minutes from the
Yeah.
fucking airport.
Yeah, it's like you're weirded out because people from South Jersey have a Philadelphia accent. Like you realize it's separated by one bridge.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, what are you talking about?
Dude,
The
I
South
heard-
Jersey accent is worse than the Philly one.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I've had people give me shit before. Like, you say you're from Philly, but you're really from South Jersey. Like, yeah, because if I'm talking to somebody who's not from here, what information am I giving
Yeah.
them? Like, oh, I'm from this small town you never heard of, which is 15 minutes away from Philadelphia, and I've been pretty much surrounded by Philadelphia as the cultural radius ever since.
We were talking about this in the car where it's like, yeah, somebody from Phoenixville, you're practically from Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's the closest thing to Phoenixville other than Philly that you can say where people from outside of Pennsylvania are going to know what you're talking about? Harrisburg?
Doubt it.
Yeah.
Where
Even-
did that 9/11 plane crash?
What was
Hicks?
Schwanksville.
All right.
It was a
It
Ville.
wasn't Schwanksville, was it?
Wasn't it? I think it was.
I think it was further west.
I dated a girl from the
It
town
was
that
a
we're talking
Ville,
about.
though.
I want to know.
Yeah.
It's not Schwanksville. I'm wrong, but
Where did
it's
those
around
Patriots
there.
take those terrorists?
Well,
out?
I was just trying to make a joke that they can
Yeah.
claim the 9/11 plane, but
They go over this like, hey, Al Akbar, dude, and just steered it right into a cornfield. It's like, I can't believe that guy had a fucking accent. I was like, well, he did learn to fly here, you know.
Stony Creek Township, Somerset County.
someone
near-
said that's
The nearest town is Shanksville.
yeah, that's
Shanksville, yeah.
that's central PA.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn close.
Yeah. But yeah, like, so like when you're talking to somebody like, hell, I'm from a completely different state. Or like, oh, I'm from Wilmington, Delaware. Like,
What's
what the fuck is, what's that? Where's that? I'm like,
yeah?
it's like 30 minutes south of
Ever heard of Bob Marley?
He worked in a car plant here.
Yeah, with my father.
It's like, you know where Baltimore is? Do you know where Philadelphia is? Yes, we're in the middle. Right there.
Around the country, I've heard when I'm saying I'm from Delaware, they'll go, "What's that?"
More people know about Delaware County, Pennsylvania than know
Than
about
Delaware.
Delaware, the state. Which, I don't, honestly, there's really no reason to know us.
Joe Biden.
No, fuck,
That's true.
fuck that. He's from Scranton.
Oh, you're right. I actually forgot
I'm
about that.
not taking the book. I don't give a shit. Oh, I used to ride the trains in Wilmington. Dirt, dirt, dirt.
Yeah, no, I forgot. He's actually from Scranton.
He's a Scranton boy.
Scranton Joe.
Old corn pop and Joe.
Fuck yeah. Dude, I want to meet Corn. I wish if Corn Pop's still alive, I want to meet him.
I think he is dead because believe me, people were definitely looking for him. Because I remember they actually, people looked into the investigations like, oh yeah, no, there was a guy who was arrested in that area who had the alias of Corn Pop. Like, it's a bizarre story that black kids used to play
I
my
definitely,
legs.
we all thought he made it up.
Yeah. So that's true because you got to figure there's at least one far right dude's like, I'm gonna fact check to see if Corn Pop actually existed, and then they're looking at like old police officers like,
Fucking Q-Pop.
oh,
He does exist.
No
They
shit.
do exist.
he's white. What?
Sure.
But what if like we were like think it's like a funny joke, but actually Corn Pop really was like this really like extremely violent like psychopath. who was like terrorizing.
He was just a
neighborhoods
problem, a
all
fucking
over
menace.
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
The Ted Bundy of Scranton. If you recall the story, he said that he would attack people with a razor, and he would intentionally leave the razor out
Yeah, so
to
it got
get wet, so it
rusty.
got rusty.
Yeah.
It's
He's
pretty brutal.
He was like, yeah, he used to scrape it against the curb and stuff. I was like, Jesus Christ, Corn Pop sounds like a fucking nut job. So if he was made up, Joe had a fucking great imagination.
I'm also curious because I remember this briefly became a meme before 2016 and all that. But there was a photo of Joe Biden at like 22, so probably about this area where it came out, and a bunch of women online were like, "Yo, I would have totally fucked young Joe Biden."
Fuck yes, dude.
Let me see if I can find it because it's worth
I
it.
love it when fucking old sluts come out of the woodwork.
These were young sluts saying like, "Oh, dude."
That's fucking great, dude.
Wasn't Joe Biden also a skateboarder in the 70s?
Were skateboards invented then?
Yeah,
Is he a longboarder?
Yeah, that's Lords of Dogtown.
late 70s.
time,
Oh yeah. I remember when I was in daycare, and the daycare mom made us walk up and down the street in the neighborhood we were at, supporting him for Delaware's governor, or whatever it was.
Yeah, this is the photo that went
Campaign for
viral
him.
of him and like,
Huh?
that's a handsome young man.
man.
Yeah, he is.
Oh hell yeah! I see where Hunter gets it from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't understand why people hate Hunter Biden.
dude, fucking parties,
He's
man.
just
Fucking
he's way
rich.
too cool.
I mean, think about all the other, like the past few presidents, or all the presidents that you've lived through, right? All their kids were kind of lame.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Bush kids partied.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Barack's kids were too fucking young to worry about.
Yeah, I remember a little bit after he got out of a video went out of his older one fucking twerking
I
at a
remember.
music
I
festival.
Fuck yes,
I only
dude.
heard about.
It's like,
I only
hell
heard about
yeah, you piece of garbage.
Yeah,
Pull them
that
shorts up.
rules.
So when I hear like one dude's just like fucking getting buck naked, smoking crack, and going down water slides, I'm like, this dude sounds fucking awesome.
I'm curious how long it's going to take until we get a sex tape from like a president's kid. We already have
Well,
we have Melania's titties. That's something.
There was the one of isn't Hunter on the
Oh yeah, what am I saying? Yeah, never mind. Hunter's
He has
Hunter's
lower his-
slipping.
He's
Like,
with hookers on.
Yeah, or at least
I
there's
stand
ones of
corrected.
him smacking his piece around while he's smoking crack and shit.
As you
Hunter
do.
Fucking rules. I mean,
His only crime was trying to get his laptop repaired.
just buy a new fucking laptop, Hunter. For
Yeah.
Christ's sakes, your dad's the president.
You're making so much money from that fucking Ukrainian gas job you're not qualified for.
I mean, and then fucking Trump went all in on him, like, dude, just because your kids are fucking lame, wearing suits everywhere, they don't go down water slides.
Yeah, your kids are doing corporate crime.
Yeah. Fucking
Didn't I-
boo.
Sidney Gant.
They're
knew,
they're hooker. The fucking Trump kids hookers don't even have personalities.
I think Sidney Gant knew one of the Trump kids. And he said he was very much a "don't you know who my father is" sort of guy.
Oh yeah, that's
Wow.
I remember listening to an old Race Wars podcast and they were talking about like Eric Trump getting kicked out of the Comedy Cellar for like
Yeah.
starting fights and shit.
Ah.
Yeah. That was Kurt Metzger and Sherrod Small's podcast.
Yeah, before Kurt rotted his fucking brain out with the right. I had so much. Kurt Metzger was my favorite comic for a period, and then
is
he
so
just got.
goddamn funny.
He's still fucking hilarious, but yeah, he's a little bit.
Actually, I think last time I was here, that was the special I suggested you listen
White
to.
Precious.
Yeah,
White Precious. Yep.
Well, that era of podcasting, that was like the best podcast out.
Yeah.
Like that 2012, before it became, it became a very common thing.
Before everybody had a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
But his new 30-minute special is fucking fantastic. I love it.
I did watch that.
But he is.
He
Fucking,
did get pretty.
I don't know if it was.
sucked in.
I think it was the West Coast did it to him. Tell you the truth.
No, it was getting canceled. That was a
Yeah.
sorry
Yeah.
day for him.
That was
We were
Yeah.
throwing him under the bus.
That like
yeah.
really,
Yeah.
yeah.
But my sister briefly was Ashley Biden's boss, and she's like, yeah, she was sweet as hell. She was like a
Biden's
great work.
wait, Biden's boss out. We're doing what?
Ashley, my sister works for the state of Delaware, and
Oh.
Ashley Biden used to work under her before Joe was president, but he was still Joe Biden, obviously. But she's
How
like, yeah,
how funny would it have been for your sister to go? You're fired. Fire.
how fucking great have been if later the video turned up with my sister and Ashley Biden smoking crack going down water slides.
hell yeah.
Like I'd have been like, damn, my sister's fucking star just rose. Like hell yeah, dude.
They went to Killen's Pond. Are you kidding?
It's like, yo, you know the other girl that was going down the water slide with Ashley Biden? Like, yeah,
It's my sister.
it's my older sister, dude. What's up?
Shout out A Train.
Shout out the A Train, dude. I guess I shouldn't have revealed too much about her. She'll probably get a little upset with me.
She'll never, ever, ever.
Then
know.
she'll change her name to JD Patrick. You know?
Nah, that one's already taken. What do you think?
That jersey's hanging up already.
Jersey's a fucking... I seriously, every time we bring you back, I want you to have a different name. That'd be fucking fantastic.
I'm JD Smooth now.
Fuck
JD
yeah.
Smooth.
JD.
You like vodka? Vodka?
There is a running bit of every time somebody has a cookout, one of the women at that cookout is pregnant. There's a streak going of 3 years.
Yeah, that is a streak. Yeah, Peggy O'Leary's Beer Olympics she does every year.
Yeah.
Every year she's shown up, there's been a pregnant woman there. My wife was the second year, so we got to see what happens with year number 4 coming up.
Hopefully
I'm not inviting my girlfriend.
Hopefully they're drinking.
At least one of them probably was.
One
the kids
last
to be-
hurrah.
You want the kids to be cool.
That's right.
You want your kids to have a water slide video later on in life.
I said the other night, I'm a big believer in the last hurrah, you know?
Yeah. It's like you were drinking when you were pregnant. Only the first 2 months. Calm down.
Oh, my mom straight up tells me that she was smoking crank like the first month she was pregnant with me before she
My dad was
realized.
a blowhead when he was pregnant with me. So yeah.
Nah, there were tons of bikers in South Jersey at that time, so crank was all over the place.
My dad actually brags about doing blow with my cousins who are like 20 years younger than him, like on a kitchen table while like my mom was getting wheeled off to the hospital. I'm like,
Hell yeah.
Well, you need something to take the edge off.
Yeah.
cool story, Dad.
No, my girlfriend and I were talking about it the other day. And I said I am kind of a believer of bringing a flask into the waiting room while the wife is giving birth.
I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, because you can't light up the cigar and pass it around yet, so you got to have something.
Yeah.
God damn it. My kid is literally turning 2 this week, and I literally just realized as you said that, like, fuck, I never got cigars. Is it too late?
No.
Okay.
But here's the thing: since you waited too long, you have to inhale them.
Okay. I
Like
do
you
that.
gotta inhale them like, and you gotta smoke them quick like a cigarette.
When I was
you
in
Just pass that. It's been a
gotta
girl.
rip it.
when I was in high school, somebody was smoking a cigar and they passed it to me, and I tried to inhale
Oh.
it, and I almost threw up because I didn't know you're not supposed
You
to.
learned.
I did that while I was drinking when I was a teenager. Somebody was handing out cigarillos, like the little filter ones, and I was inhaling that shit. And I was like, why am I? Then I'm like just throwing up after like 2 beers. They're like, why were you inhaling those fucking Swisher Sweets? I'm like, I don't know. That's what you're supposed to fucking do.
Since I quit vaping, I've actually started smoking cigarillos. I'll smoke one of those sweet Al Capones once a week.
Do you inhale them though? No.
I don't hate how they smell.
I love the smell of cigars and cigarillos.
Yeah.
Cigarettes, no.
Get that little sweet taste. I can't stand the smell of
I'll
cigarettes.
take almost any vape, anything over any cigarette, any day.
Yeah. Yo, why? I don't really pay attention to most things going on in the news. Why are people mad at Jerry Seinfeld?
What's the deal with that?
I mean, other than the fact that I don't like his comedy and all, but why is it like? Apparently, he did like a commencement speech for some. I forget what college it was, but people were walking out.
God, I want to say that was not Duke. It might have been Duke.
I think it was Duke.
Duke or Princeton.
It was wherever he went, apparently.
That was a.
What's the deal?
That was
Protesting Israel.
I was like, yeah, but people were just like fucking just like peacing out.
that was a pro-Palestine walkout.
Oh, okay. Is he went on the side of
No, I have no idea.
Israel or something?
Seinfeld on
I don't
side of
think-
Israel? You don't
Yeah.
say. But
What?
I don't think he
Jewish
cares
guy-
what the deal
Yeah,
is.
a Jewish guy defending the motherland? Who would have thunk it? But so I went and I listened to the commencement speech, and it's actually pretty good. It's like a really good, inspiring commencement speech. I'm like, why were people walking out? And then I saw a fucking meme on Instagram. It was like, these are all things you should be banning, and it was all like shit like Blackwater and like all these like fucking crazy governments, like
Fucking State Street, Black
yeah.
Rock, fucking
yeah, all those things. Breitbart, all this other goofball shit.
Northrop Grumman.
And then in the right hand corner was the fucking logo from the Seinfeld TV show. I was like, what the
corner.
fuck? Yeah, they hate sick bass lines and fucking jokes about a dude with a fat wallet. Like,
did you hear about the NFL kicker who gave a commencement speech this week?
Oh yeah.
No.
Is it like Butt Baker? Or
Harrison Butker.
yeah.
it's a fucking great.
He gave a commencement speech, and he's like, "Now I know some of you women want to go out and have careers, but my wife only has children, and that is much more fulfilling."
Oh, nice.
Yeah, guy just won a Super Bowl. You're not going to tell him shit.
How fucking,
mean-
what if he points to every dude in the crowd? Like, you can be anything you want. Not you, not you, not you, you dingy broad. And just
I think somebody also made the point that like this football player goes up and talks about masculinity and like, dude, you're a fucking kicker.
You are the
like,
you are.
You're the most protected
But also,
player.
it's kind of easy to say your wife shouldn't have a career when you're playing in the NFL. Like,
Yes.
you know, a lot of times that's out of necessity. It's- We're both broke. We're not a single income family.
But that is also that thing that people just like. Poor women always fucking worked. Like the 50s. God, the notion of the 50s is still just the way it sticks in people's head. I have my entire dad's side of the family is like so fucking right wing, and they're all really like they were asking me like, hey, you run into any illegal immigrants in Philadelphia? I'm like, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Constantly.
not just in Philadelphia either. You run into them in every fucking city and every town. It's like,
Yeah. Illegal immigrants are
It is.
illegal immigration is not even in like the top 20 things
things wrong with Philadelphia.
I give a shit about. And I remember my one uncle being like, they come here, they don't even work. And then he's like, I worked in a fucking restaurant. Believe me, they work harder than I ever would for less than I'd ever accept.
They work so hard.
Like, have you not looked at a fucking, like, the middle of the road when they're in there selling flowers to cars? Like, those guys are fucking technically working. It's like, Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
And
have
then
you
they
ever
go-
gone to a grocery store and bought produce? Guess who picked all of that?
Yeah. And then they go home and share a room with 12 dudes.
Yeah,
Legal
that,
immigrants will go...
that life sounds kind of sweet, you know?
They'll go
Just your
pick-
bros.
they'll go-
Yeah.
You
Going out.
were hanging out with your boys all the time?
Yeah, they'll go
Drinking.
pick strawberries, go home, take a shower, and then go to the supermarket, work there, selling the same strawberries. Like, your fucking arguments don't hold up. And it's not just Philadelphia that's going to have a problem with illegal immigration. It's like, fucking grow up.
Yeah.
Besides, as a person who works for a guy who has his own company, Home Depot has the best Mexicans, and they're the best fucking workers.
I went to a Home
They're
Depot recently.
so good.
The one in South Philly, I guess
Yeah.
the guys wait on the perimeter or the parking lot because they're not allowed to hang out in
Yep.
the parking lot.
It's funny, the Home Depot by us, there's a hot dog cart right next to the Home Depot, which technically doesn't count as Home Depot property. So they're pretty
It's
much...
not Rocco's, is it?
I don't remember what it's called. But they're huddled around that thing. They're like doing like a semicircle around it. And you just kind of pull up, like, anybody need work today? And they're like, yeah. And you would just, they come in, you pay them in cash. They're fucking great. And dude, they'll buy lunch. They'll buy coffee. You're like, dude, fuck yeah. They don't give a shit what you're listening to on the radio. They don't complain. Oh, I love them.
Just on their phone, just chilling.
I'm all about it. And like
Until
fucking
it's work time.
Americans, you can't, yeah. The ones that aren't working, they're just like, we're not going to work. We're going to stream on Twitch.
People don't want to work. Nobody wants
No.
to work anymore.
We talked
Yeah,
about this
no
earlier.
shit.
People want to be poor and not have health insurance.
I don't want to be poor, but I still also don't want to work. I have to, but I don't want to.
I remember in 6th or 7th grade, one of my teachers for like the mid-year report put in the comments, does not want to work. And I was kind of like, yeah, I'm 12 years old.
I'm 12 years old.
Yeah.
I got so many fucking toys at home. The sun's out. I'm trying to play guns
But
with my
also,
boys.
in hindsight,
Just starting to notice titties.
yeah.
did she want to go to that fucking school every day? I guarantee she didn't want to work.
I guarantee you she was drinking in her car on the fucking lunch break. Yeah. Yeah, 12, you're like, I got action figures at home. I figure out where my dad's porn tapes are. It's like, yeah, I don't want to fucking be here.
Growing up, my dad used to call me a fairy because I never wanted to work. It's funny because fairy, I don't think he meant it this way. That's another way of calling somebody the F slur. So.
Yeah.
Isn't your father a priest? Like
Pastor.
Pastor. What
Yeah.
kind of work is that?
It's true.
a great point.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I've grown up to work way harder than he has.
Yeah.
Not by choice, but
And the only way we're up, Sundays,
I mean, kind of, he stretches that Sunday out the whole week.
he milks that fucker.
Yeah, he sure as hell does.
You're really milking that sermon pop. Like, jeez.
But yeah, he used to yell at me and call me a fairy because I never wanted to work.
Like, no shit. It's like, yeah, I'm only a kid.
Like, yeah, I'm 10.
And it's also not something you really
just a kid.
It's not something you really outgrow either, unless like your job's like getting your dick sucked for a living. Even then, I guarantee you, after like the 7th year you do, you're like, man, I'd rather stay in bed.
I don't trust the guys at my job who
just
love
suck your dick.
They seem all right.
Oh, they're all right.
I mean, I'd like going to work more if
That is true. If you knew that was waiting at the end of your shift.
yeah.
Is Bill in today?
Damn.
No, I don't trust the guys who love working at my job.
Yeah.
No, if a married man loves working, he hates his wife.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
It's as simple.
No,
as
that's a running joke at my job.
Yeah, it's like,
the
what-
guys who want overtime just don't want to go home.
Yeah, it's like, what's at home that's so fucking terrible you're trying to stay the fuck away from it?
Now, me and my wife both work from home, and I can tell you that's its own special kind of hell. But it's not hell. But then also, we get to like fuck at noon on a Tuesday.
That's pretty sick.
That's nice.
But it's actually kind of like worse than having to go into a job and hating work is to have work at home. Because then you're like, I hate working, and all my cool shit is within 3 feet of me. It's like, God damn it.
I've seen comics we know, like I'll run into him at Mike or something. He'll be like, I just need to get out of the house because I work from home and like I've been home all day.
But for me, it's like I work from home. What that means is I'm watching like the greatest horror movies of all time while I do copywriting.
Yeah, where I occasionally have to look at his computer screen or talk on the phone. Yeah.
I don't have some fucking dingbat from HR over my shoulder questioning, why am I jerking off at 10 a.m.? Because I can, Clara. That's why.
The same reason people climb mountains.
Because it's there.
Yeah. Like, it's there. Like, what am I not just going to ignore it? That's rude. Yeah, we were talking about that when we used to record at a Patreon about people like playing, oh, people don't like, they just want to work from home. And I was like, you're fucking, if you could have gotten away with doing that in the 1980s, you would have fucking loved it too.
Yeah,
like,
I'm sorry.
shut up.
I'm sorry. We found better ways to do almost everything.
It's just the sheer fact that I don't have to fucking commute. I would have no problem.
Said that too. Yep.
Yeah, because just think, I get back 2 hours a day of my life. That is 1/12 of 5 days a week of the day. That's so fucking huge. And the big part of that for me is I don't mind if I need to hop on a little bit at 7 or 8 o'clock because I save so much time.
Yeah. Like, you don't even
By the
have-
way, I'm unemployed right now. That's what's.
You don't have to change clothes, technically. You just got to wear something from the neck up, in case you have to do a conference call. But the guy I work for, his youngest brother is 15, and his new thing that he wants to do is he wants to be a Twitch streamer, play video games online. And he's like, can you believe this kid wants to play fucking video games, for money? I'm like,
Yes, I can.
wait, how much can you actually make to do this? And the kid's like breaking it down for me. I'm like, fuck. I wish I would have known about this at the ground floor. I would have quit working years ago.
Yeah, but also if this were 15 years ago and somebody pitched the idea of Twitch to me, I would have said that's fucking stupid and it will never work. Like, who wants to watch other people play video games?
Everyone, it turns out.
Yeah.
It turns out I'm wrong.
I should have kept sunning people in NBA Street Volume 2. I'd probably have a house of my own by now.
I played NFL or I played Madden 18 for the longest time. I'd play online just because I would come across a guy who played with the Saints and he talks so much shit and I never beat this guy.
Damn. You remember his name? Like, you remember his
No,
online?
no,
his
but-
handle or anything?
No, because
Like,
I was
fuck
using
you, Saints fan 420. I would be burning hell.
it was my roommate's PlayStation. So on his PlayStation account are all the messages from this dude talking shit.
That's hilarious.
I told him this story. Actually, I think I told him this podcast before too. This is when like Xbox first started like doing like the headsets and shit like that and stuff. My buddy got it for his, and he'd gotten
What a glorious time for
I think it was
Edwards.
Return to Castle Wolfenstein. I think it was one of the Wolfenstein games on OG Xbox. And he's like, "Yo, here, get on this and play, and you just talk shit to all the people on there." I'm like, "Yeah, all right." And I'm in my teens at this point. I'm like, I'm older, and I get on there and instantly just start getting dismantled. Not in the game, but emotionally and mentally by kids that I can tell haven't popped boners yet because they're like, "You fucking fat piece of shit, motherfucker! I know you live with your mom." You're like, how do you know I'm fat? How does he know I live with my mother? And like, is there like what the fuck? And like, I had nothing for these kids. I couldn't give shit back. I just sat there eating shit. And I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just handed him the fucking headphones back.
A broken man.
Oh god, he puts it on for like 2 minutes and he takes them off. He's like, Jesus Christ.
You'll
It's like, I've
never-
never been called the F slur so many times in my life. I'm like,
You wouldn't last a day in the asylum we were raised in.
Yeah, seriously. God damn, dude. It's like you're like, I could take these kids. I used to talk shit in AOL chat rooms when I was younger. And like,
No,
no,
you
Oh, it's a whole other.
dude. Call of Duty lobbies were so crazy.
fuck, dude.
I had Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and I just freshly got PlayStation Online with a PS3. It was fucking out. It was unhinged as fuck.
There's this dude posted this video on YouTube a couple years ago, and he was like one of the better not Call of Duty, the other one.
Fortnite.
No.
Nah, it's more like the real, not the cartoony shooters, but
Oh god damn it! I'm blanking.
well, it doesn't really matter. But it's one of those
Battlefield
Call
something?
of Duty like clones.
Modern Warfare.
Yeah, or Splinter Cell or some shit like that. Anyway,
Ghost.
he was really good at this game, and he was like one of the top rated players and shit. But he's like, here is a supercut of me being called gay in multiple languages, and it was fucking hysterical.
That's awesome.
Because he actually used like one of like the translate apps to, and it was like say it would be like blah 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 blah, and it was like it'd be like Cantonese and like blah 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 blah. It's like Slovakian. You're like Jesus Christ. And it went through about 35 languages. I'm like, to be called the F slur in 35 languages, you're like,
That's art.
I guess I really am one.
I would really love to know, like, what are the literal translations? Like,
Yeah, because it can't be that word translated.
Like,
It's
in China, it's something like father disrespecter.
Yeah, they have to like throw shit together.
or like the Dutch probably like mushroom hat. You're like, what? It means you. Does it mean I wear a mushroom hat? Like, no, it means you like penises in your mouth. Like, oh, okay. What the fuck?
Like, the Mandarin word for foreigners is guailong, which literally means round eye.
I learned that from kung fu movies and John Woo flicks and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Wow.
They want us to not be racist, and I think there's another Asian culture where they literally just were like ghost people or some shit.
Yes.
Oh, for black people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, we have one here.
It's a little different.
Starts with an S and.
Nice.
No,
Frightening.
I don't want to fucking.
You can be surprised by them. Oh.
Phantoms, apparitions, it's like, but yeah, it's just funny as shit. He's like, yeah, I'm one of the top rated players in the world, dude. Here's me being called the F slur in 35 different languages, and it's funny just to hear the voice, and it sounds like, and then he's like, and here's kids with English as a second language calling me the word for real, and you can just hear the cracking in their voice. Like, these kids learned the English language just to call this dude the F slur.
I mean, if you think about it, learning a foreign language, isn't that in like one of the first 10 words you're going to learn?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, all the curse words.
Pops up on my Duolingo all the time.
It's like, can I pay less for Babbel if I just learn the F slur and how to tell someone to suck my dick? Like, is that cheaper? That should be a fucking new like language program. Like how to say suck my dick or call someone like a racial slur in another language.
I just want to learn how to curse people out.
No, you just gotta get Google Translate.
I just want to be an
do it in real
obnoxious piece of shit in every country I step foot in. Fucking great.
So I tried to use Google Translate the other day. I was going to pick up my kid from the daycare, and there's just this ancient Chinese woman in the parking lot just walking around. So
Nice, dude.
I drive by and I roll down my window. I'm like, hi, are you okay? Lady climbs into my car.
Nice.
And
She thought you were going to church.
pretty much there was just a whole where my daughter's daycare is. It's like this specific, like, you can't accidentally end up there. There's nothing nearby. So I end up driving this old lady into Center City because I thought she needed to go to like a bus stop. And then she just like kept pointing directions, and I like, oh, okay. So, and then at the end of the ride, she threw $3 in my lap and just vanished into history.
Damn, I wonder if it actually happened. That sounds way too awesome.
Dad, why were you late? Well, I went on a spiritual journey.
Well, I did lose my job 4 days later, and things were not good until I spent those $3. So,
What'd you spend it on?
I think pizza.
Nice.
Yeah, I
I'll
had
say
to.
better
I
than
had to undo the Eastern curse with Western gourmet.
High level.
Oh fuck, dude. I wouldn't know what to do in that fucking situation. Just getting in and look like the lady from The Ring. Just...
I don't care about her that much to let her in my car. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, but what do you do at that point? Do you push her out, or do you? It almost feels like
Honestly,
I just need to take the key out and just walk away and like wait, like a fucking bee got in the car. Like I just need to hold the door open and just let her find her way out.
I would stiff arm her out. Like, not a shove, but like
She had a cane.
I would just be like, well, I guess this is your car now.
Yeah.
The wheel kind of sticks, there's no power steering, but bless you. Have
It
a good
drifts
day.
to the left if you take your hand off the wheel.
Much like American manufacturing, it's been commandeered by the Chinese.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to
So
do with
good.
it. Like, yeah, you can't kick her out because then you're like, I would feel worse. If they were younger, I would be like, get the fuck out of the car. But
Yeah. Well, because she was so old, I wasn't threatened by her, but it was just like, Okay.
What if she wasn't confused or at all? And she was just like, she has like her friends on a cell phone. She's like, check this out. I'm gonna get this guy to fucking drive me in the center city.
Get this
Emily?
She's like, call you back in a couple minutes. And just like, and then like she gets out of the car, is like,
Got another one.
this stupid motherfucker drove me. I threw 3 fucking crinkled up ones at him. He was just like, oh, thank you.
Yo, I just rode this Guailon little bitch.
You know, like her and her friend have like a tally sheet of like scared white dudes she's got in the drive to Center City.
Just elderly Chinese fucking punked.
Fucking white guilt Uber.
That's fucking white guilt. Oh, white guilt Uber is super fucking good, dude.
Don't put any ideas out there.
I don't have
That's
to.
fucking great.
I don't have to. Somebody already has it. Clearly.
Start doing it just as soon as like non Peckerwoods. Just you see somebody open the car door, jump in the back of the car and just say, "Oh, I'm going here," and just see what happens.
I mean, a few people are gonna get shot, but the rest of the times,
The rest of the time, you're gonna get where you're gonna go.
Comedy
Yeah.
City.
They might even give you a bottle of water. You know, but you put on the. Hey, you can play the radio as loud as you want. Like, go for it.
Fuck no, you can't. Not in my car. No
What?
way.
You're gonna tell.
I control the fucking
You're gonna
aux,
tell
dude.
a little old Asian lady that she can't listen to her jams.
Yes. I'll probably be listening to Cassiopeia anyway. And she'd be like, okay, I get it.
She's like,
Yeah.
"Did you hear the new Kendrick Lamar song?" Oh shit!
Oh,
Yeah, if you want to see
Dropped
something,
another one, dude.
if you want to see something really interesting, look up Chinese Double Talk. That's like their version of stand-up comedy. And it's actually a little bit, it's like a straight man and a goofy man. And it's just two dudes talking back and forth. And it really is like the origin of vaudeville. Like, who's on first? It's like that. But you can find modern clips of dudes doing it. And it's still like their primary form of stand-up comedy. It's so interesting.
Huh.
And kind of funny.
Are they doing it like as a retro like callback to that old style of comedy, or is that
No,
just, like,
it's just their thing.
Did vaudeville just get over there now?
yeah, right?
Well, no. I think I think vaudeville originated in California from them coming over here and seeing that.
Ah.
So, like, pretty much their main form of comedy has been there this whole time, enough that our offshoot of it already lived and died.
So in China, if you run the light, the giant hook comes out from behind the curtain and just pulls you off the stage.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking great, dude.
Yeah, depending on the time, it might be children, student revolutionaries pulling their teachers off and throwing them in a pit.
I will not mind Cobalt anymore. Is there anything you got any news to say, bud?
Well, I was going to say it's better than being, like, thrown into the dangerous obstacle courses in Japan, like on MXC.
Damn, I love that shit. What was that guy?
It was so good.
What was the announcer's name?
Ken Watanabe and somebody else.
Didn't one.
Kenny Blankenship.
Kenny
Yes.
Blankenship and
Yes.
something Watanabe. That's right.
Yes, they were the best part of that fucking show.
Oh, yeah.
God damn, dude. I hope they're doing well.
Just imagine, like, you said no to driving somebody, and then you get pushed into an arena, and you have to fucking survive an obstacle course of giant hands, just like trying to smash you.
Did you
Coming
guys-
up next, Tanya Baba Ganoush.
There's always a Baba Ganoush. Always.
Did you watch a Nasubi documentary
No.
about the guy who was put into the apartment?
No.
Like Old Boy?
No. It was a game show. It was like one of the first reality TV shows. This
Some
guy.
of their shows get fucking dark.
Oh, this one gets real dark. He was an aspiring comedian. I don't remember. It was like Ken Shonen. That was like the name of the show. It was wild. It became wildly popular because these producers put him in an apartment, just like a dingy little apartment, and he was recorded 24/7. And he could only survive on things he sent away for and won in contests. So they put him in a room full of magazines, and he had to win everything through entry forms and sweepstakes.
Huh.
And he wasn't allowed out of the apartment until he hit his prizes totaled 1 million yen. Surprised he got. He was stripped naked. He was naked the entire time,
Of course. Why would
Yeah.
it be?
Wow.
and he was like close to starving at some points because he had to win all his food. And like
1 million yen that's 100,000. That's
it
still
was,
a lot
it
of
was,
money.
and this
Yeah.
is 98. This thing is
Oh
going on.
my.
And sweepstakes, you're getting what? Like a free box of Tide?
He got like his first food was a box of rice, but he didn't have anything to cook it in. So like he had to like figure out how to cook the rice, and he was putting it in like these little plastic containers.
Oh, God.
Then he wins but the show is so wildly popular that the producer tricks him into going into another apartment in Korea, and he doesn't know Korean, so he had to learn Korean in this apartment so he could send away 4 prizes.
If he got tricked again, he kind of deserves.
You have to go through your entire life just wondering if the next door is going to lead you. Shit, season 4.
Oh well, so he gets put in another. He wins the one in Korea. He gets put in another apartment and he strips down naked, and you can see it on his face where he's like, "Oh fuck, like this again." What he doesn't know is he's in front of a live studio audience. So he's sitting there naked, and then the walls fall down, and there's an entire audience watching.
I need to watch this.
It's called The Contestant. It's on Hulu.
Okay.
How long was he in?
Like a year and a half. Like the contest beginning and end was like a year and a half.
That guy's gonna have trust issues the rest of
He
his
does.
fucking life, dude.
This is like the first time he's publicly talked about it, because he's on the documentary talking about it. His name is Nasubi, which is Japanese for eggplant, which was his nickname because he had a very long face, but he's naked, and they used this is like the first use of the eggplant emoji. They used an eggplant emoji to cover his dick as he was moving around the apartment.
They had to do
And it was it was like one of the first live feeds on the internet because it became so wildly popular, it went beyond a TV show.
Oh yeah, given that time period, that would have been like pre-Big Brother.
So they started
like
streaming him 24, and he doesn't know he's being streamed. He thinks none of this is going to, he thinks this footage isn't going to make it out. So he's unaware he's like a huge celebrity outside of the apartment.
So he's technically just been kidnapped and imprisoned.
Basically, I mean, he quote unquote volunteered he thought he was volunteering for a travel show.
Okay.
And he gets put in an apartment and told to strip naked.
You hear stories like this.
Hoodwinked.
It is a fucking
They should at
wild.
least make him happy. Like, hey, by the way, that apartment, you've been in Australia this entire time. It's like, god damn.
You hear stories like that and you understand how there were like dudes hanging out in like the jungle fighting World War II.
Vietnam. and shit.
Game show.
Or like those dudes they're finding in like the Vietnam jungles now that just have refused to believe the war is over. There's Japanese guys they found out in the woods that are positively feral, have kids they've raised out in the woods because they went AWOL during World War II, and they don't know that the war is over. They're just so completely cut off. They've been living off the land.
there was like a platoon. It became 3 guys, 2 of them left, and there was one guy. It was for like 20 years that he would just show up every once in a while and fuck something up and go back into the woods.
Yeah.
Wow. There's a random encounter in Red Dead like that, and it's a guy who doesn't believe that the Civil War ended because the game takes place in 1899. And he's like a full-on old man, like gray hair, and he's at his outposts still. That's so
He
funny.
doesn't believe it, or he just doesn't want it to be over.
I think he doesn't believe it.
There was a guy recently, they found him out in the jungles of Vietnam, and he had fled his village when his village got invaded by American troops. He went out there, he took him, his wife, and he had 2 generations underneath of him when they finally found the family.
Yeah, he's building an army.
And they had just been living. There was I think there's like 7 of them, but inbreeding, obviously. But it's also, it's like, yeah, somebody
fucks up,
knowing shit's over.
Somebody fucks up your village. I'd be a little scared to go back too.
Yeah. It's like, I guess I'll fuck my sister. It's like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
That's
I wouldn't suck my brother's dick, but I will fuck my sister's out here.
War puts people into strange positions.
Yeah.
It's less Diddy that way, I guess.
Less Diddy. But damn, dude. Like, yeah, if I was that dude and was constantly getting fooled into going into strange apartments constantly.
Well, because after he won the game, he thinks he won. So they take him to an amusement park first.
Oh God.
They're like as a reward, but he puts the blindfold on, and then he takes it off, and he's in a park. You see it in his face where he's like, "What the fuck?"
Like, you figure like the 3rd time you'd be like, I am never putting on a blindfold again.
I will.
The 3rd time by the time he's in that 3rd apartment, you could see he's kind of trained where it's just like he has clothes on. He's like, well, I guess I gotta strip naked again.
What's that, Pavlovian or whatever? You hear the ding, all of a sudden you're naked. God damn it, dude.
It's a wild show. It's
He
not
will
just
never
a
live in a
documentary.
building again.
And the whole time he's in the apartment, he's probably like, they're not gonna fucking get me again. I swear to fucking God, they're not gonna get me again. And like, hey man, we're taking you to the prize land. You're
He's
like, yes!
in here by himself. So like there are these moments of him going fucking crazy and like acting insane because he's not around anybody. He's not talking to anybody. He doesn't have like he's like malnourished.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like dancing around his apartment naked, unaware that millions, like 30 million people are watching him. Literally like 30 million people.
Worse than solitary confinement in
It
prison
is.
because at least then they're throwing bread through the fucking slot.
Yeah.
God damn, dude. The Chinese are built different.
It was Japanese.
Even more so.
Imagine like the pitch meeting for the show.
Oh, they
Oh,
interviewed
the execs love it, bro.
Yeah, no, they interviewed the guy who came up with the whole show, and he's saying like he's like I don't care. He's like I would kill this guy for this show.
And there's like, yeah, but this guy went through this, and the guy's like, you ate it 3 times. He's probably
Got him again.
Y'all get him a 4th. Say I won't. Say I won't. Like, God damn it, dude.
I just bought my 2nd boat. Watch me get him a 4th time.
That guy's gonna shoot up a fucking shopping mall.
Do they just not have lawsuits over
Oh,
there?
there's a very interesting end to this documentary.
All right, I gotta go watch it.
I want
right?
to watch it.
It takes a very unexpected turn, like him later in life, because which is another thing is like he's a celebrity, but he's not a celebrity for any talent, so he doesn't know how to handle his fame.
He probably doesn't know how to handle social interactions anymore. He's probably borderline agoraphobic. Because every time he steps out of his house, he gets tricked into an apartment.
Oh yeah, and like the first clothes he wanted was like a pair of women's underwear, so he's wearing nothing but women's underwear for a while.
It's breathable,
damn
I
it,
guess.
dude.
Women's underwear does not look comfy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how they do it.
No support either.
Well,
There's nothing to support. You
It's more-
Fucking balls would be hanging out.
gotta, gotta keep a pussy lip tucked in.
it's more for carrying, not supporting.
Who had the stand-up bit talking about how they wear women's underwear?
Ed Wood.
No, it was Dan St. Germain has a bit about
Oh, because of his huge nuts.
he has a gigantic ball sack, so he wears
He wears granny panties.
He wears granny panties because it's the only thing that he can fit his balls in. I was like, okay, comfort fine, but you might want to go get those looked at. You might have some kind of.
I mean, we also do have like long leg boxer briefs and stuff now.
Yeah.
And, like lots of pouch technology and stuff. I don't know.
I wonder if
Worth looking into. I'm just saying.
I wonder if the generation of women who grew up wearing thongs, like how long into their life is that going to last? Will granny panties take on new dimensions?
She bends over to pull the cookies out of the oven. You're like, Grandma, what the fuck?
Grandma Mildred's got a whale tail.
Yep. Whale tail.
Oh fuck, dude. Or like, what are the fucking generation of old ladies like? You know when they wore like the old lady like underwear that was like had shoulder straps, went all the way down to the knees, like one piece. Or like,
Need to bring that back.
then they look at the generation that had the real deal granny, what we call granny panties now, and there's like these fucking pigs, these fucking sluts. It's not even attached to their shoulders.
Barely covers anything. Doesn't even cover their
It
armpits.
doesn't even cover their navel. Like what the fuck, dude? Do you have news, bud?
I have a couple things.
Oh,
Remember, it's not just news.
oh,
Well, we have the ongoing thing. Our friends do cool shit.
yes.
This week, I wanted to just highlight a couple things that
Go for it.
our cool friends are doing. Not this week coming up, but Sunday the 26th at Bonks, Capsule 9 is playing with these bands Private Mind, Into Again, and Concealer. Concealer's first show. That's Andrew from Andrew Delaware Hardcore shows.
Discontent.
Yeah. That's their band's first show. Wednesday, May 29th, Brain Tourniquet, Putrescine, and Retain at Auto Bar.
Brain Tourniquet's pretty sick.
I saw him once. Pretty good. And then Saturday, June the 8th, is the third Get to the Point PowerPoint comedy show.
Is that Maeve's thing?
It's hosted by Maeve Hennessy. Line up to...
Hey, Maeve's great.
Yeah.
We had her on here. She was fucking great.
Yeah. A lot of horse jokes.
Yeah. I saw her at the JJ Mallon's roast battle, and she lost the round that I was there for, but she got crushed with a horse joke. I was like, what happened? she started really strong and then got fucking buried by a horse joke. I was like, fuck.
Who'd she go up against?
I don't remember.
I remember running into her before that, and it looked like potential. She was going to be roasting up against a dude she was like fucking for a while,
I heard that happened.
and we were all, should I shut up?
No, I don't know who.
Oh,
Oh man.
Yeah. The guy who's fucking everybody.
Go.
Well, that could kind of make
Guy
the
gets
roast
around.
better.
Yeah, he does. It's surprising.
She'll have like the good ammunition.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a funny guy. This is a funny guy.
It came back to bite her later because people were joking about, like, oh, there's guys here in this room that you fucked before.
Oh, that's fucking any comedy thing.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's
any
not you
scene.
can't. Yeah, you can't really use that as an insult because
It worked in the room though.
I mean,
Yeah,
I used to be somewhat proud that I never fucked another comic, but it also just means nobody in my community wanted to fuck me. So
That's okay.
it's a double-edged
It wasn't a conscious choice; it's just they didn't want to.
blade.
That's okay. You have to rise above.
That's okay. I've had multiple male comics ask, like, how do you get, like, hot girls? Because you're not that good looking. Like, well, thank you, but
Well, I have this.
I'll tell you how. I don't fuck female comics. That's how.
Yeah. But yeah, get to the point number 3. Saturday, June the 8th. Details coming soon. And then
I think she just had the first one of that.
second one.
No, the first one just happened.
The first one
Like
was,
this week, didn't it?
No, that was the second one.
Oh, okay.
It was like 2 Saturdays ago, I think. Whatever
Okay.
the 11th was.
Who was on it?
Who was? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
It really left a fucking impression with you, did it?
Well, I didn't go.
Oh, I thought you went.
No, I wanted to. I didn't go. And the last thing is what I was talking about earlier. Our boy Sharm is playing Saturday, June the 8th at the Shamrock Inn. Big Funny presents a night of beatdown featuring 10 slugs, exit, splattered spine, don't start none, scrutinize, and remorseless trauma.
Oh,
Doors at 6:30, $10.
fucking
Ladies get in free.
big funny.
At the
There'll still be
Shamrock.
2.
Big Funny is a great name.
Did you know him?
No.
It's this kid Taylor from Baltimore. My previous band, we were based out of Baltimore. He was at our very first show, and he was at every show we played since then in the area. And he never had sleeves on. He always wore sleeveless shirts, so we would just call him Sleeveless in Seattle. And this was, we started in 2015. So I ran into him when we went down to the Shamrock. Was it a couple months ago?
Eternal Sleep Show, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, I just figured out why he called me that. I saw the movie at my aunt's house or something." I was like,
Come on, man.
at first I was like mad at him for not knowing what it was, and I'm like, wait, he's also not in his 40s. Of course, he's not going to know what Sleepless in Seattle is.
You could just call him Mac.
He probably wouldn't get that. I think the only thing he watches is Joey Diaz clips, but
Yeah, I was just thinking this the other day. Is Joey Diaz still doing comedy?
no, he retires every other week.
Huh.
Oh, shit. Now that you say that, I haven't seen him. Anything
Yeah,
about
like
him doing stand up in a
even
while.
like the dudes
Yeah.
who used to prop him up before, like fucking Bert and Tom and
Yeah.
Rogan, those guys.
Lately, Rogan has been saying he's getting him down to Austin like once a month now. And he's getting him they're getting him a place, and he will be a staple at the mothership now.
Because
And he has been going up lately.
he also has started and quit numerous podcasts. So he always retires from that. Why would you retire from podcasts? You just got to sit in a chair.
A lot of comics. A lot of people start and stop podcasts.
Yeah,
Ric Flair's,
but if you're not actively doing comedy, why not just keep doing the podcast?
yeah.
I think he does. I think he has a nest egg and doesn't want to do anything.
I keep
Which is
forgetting
awesome.
that he was also in a ton of legit movies, big movies. All of the Guido movies. He was in almost every one of them.
I don't think he was ever a big part though.
He's always a bit part, but he still has some kind of.
He has livable residuals.
Has to. He's always
Yeah.
the first guy to get shot in whatever Scorsese movie comes out that year.
He has one line in basketball. He's one of the refs.
Yeah, what a great movie.
He played a big pussy in the Soprano or the Mad TV parody of the Sopranos,
Yeah.
which I honestly watching that the first time in 2000, I thought it was Big Pussy at first.
He was. What was the last
was
thing
in-
I saw him in? Was
He was in Many Saints of Newark.
Yeah, he had a fairly big role. In
The
that.
last thing I saw him in was the Longest Yard remake. The Adam Sandler one.
He had a legit part in that.
Yeah, he actually had a good long.
Spider-Man 2. He was
don't
in.
remember.
He was in. He was
How-
again some character in a fucking train.
How did we get on?
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he was the one that you want Spider-Man, you got to get through me or some that bullshit.
Dude.
It's like the I am Spartacus moment.
Yeah. And how great is it that he made a career off of pretending to be Italian?
I know. Sneaky Cuban.
I love that he's stealing jobs from Italians. That makes me happy.
Italians don't want to work.
Yeah, they don't want to work.
Fucking
They just want to
God.
drink olive oil and
They
fuck
just
their wives.
they just want to stay home and make sure nobody's fucking their sister.
So they can.
Except them. Yeah, but honestly, he's funny, but the stand-up clips I've seen of his, the ones that aren't from the 90s,
I haven't seen too many stand-up clips,
Yeah.
honestly, besides the "This Is Not Happening" stories.
And those ones I enjoy in like. I don't enjoy them as comedy. I just think they're cool stories.
they're great stories. He's a great
Captivating.
storyteller, but as far as jokes, like, the only thing you really find of him online as far as that's concerned is like old clips from like 90s like TV shows and shit. And
I
Yeah.
haven't even seen that. I haven't even gone that
dated
far.
as hell.
All of his fans, I've heard that they've never quite captured his live show on stage, which
Fine.
Keeps retiring. I don't blame him for retiring. He's old as fuck by now, right?
yeah, he's probably pushing 70.
He's late 50s.
Late 50s?
That's it?
He's got to be over 60.
Hold on.
Look it up.
No.
Okay.
Look it up.
I was gonna say he has like a 7-year-old, I think, but that doesn't necessarily make it younger.
He is Spanish.
That is true.
It's like, if he's in his 50s,
He's only a little bit.
Holy
He's
shit,
only
he's
a
doing some
little bit
hard
older
living.
than Rogan. And Rogan's like,
he's got to
And
be.
he just looks a million years older
Yeah.
because all the drugs.
He's like old enough to be Rogan's dad.
61.
he is over 60 now.
Jesus Christ, he's born the same year as my dad.
That's still younger than I think.
He's younger than my mom.
Jesus. Your mom's hot, too.
Hey.
Joey Diaz, not so much.
So your friend likes Joey Diaz is what we're getting at here.
Yeah. I like women that look like Joey Diaz. Same age range.
Good.
Same height.
So
Oh, before you get on to that,
Nice.
also, our buddies, frequent visitors to the podcast, Morbid Cross from South Jersey, will be opening for Left for Dead, or Left to Die, a.k.a. the band Death without Chuck. They're doing all of the East Coast dates with them, so...
Oh, the
All of
Death to All?
No, the other one.
Oh, okay.
How
You know,
many are there?
There's two. There's two.
There's also Gruesome. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. This is the one with, like, Terry Butler and Rick Ross and shit, but...
I mean, they had so many fucking people pass to that band.
Yeah.
I
This is like,
understand
it
how
was
it
like
happens.
early lineup stuff, but yeah,
Uh-huh.
they it's actually really good live. But they have the dude from Exhumed doing guitar and vocals, so it's pretty good. But they're doing, our boys in Morbid Cross are doing all the end of May. I think it's Boston, Philadelphia, New York, Baltimore, DC.
That's another patron. Fucking shout out
Yeah,
Alex.
shout out Alex Gibbs, dude.
Alex rules. A Subway manager was attacked by a customer who wanted extra meat on their sandwich. Sounds very relatable, right?
Yeah. So far, I'm on the guy's side.
Yeah. A woman is recovering after she was reportedly attacked by a customer at a Subway restaurant in Madera, California. The incident occurred on May the 2nd and was caught on video, according to KABC. The recording showed a man going behind the counter and punching the manager, Monique Larios, in the face. Another customer and employee helped tackle the man. I did not expect it, said Larios, according to the news outlet. He comes around the corner. I go, "What are you going to do? Hit me over ham?" And then he hit me.
Good guess, bitch.
And then she fell on ham.
He punched me. All I could remember was just black. I still can't feel half my face, said Larios.
Is that what color he was?
This is Lisa's fist. As it hit her eye.
I've never been so numb to where my face feels like it's a mask.
Has she never been punched before?
Probably not. Larios said she was called into work by her employees that day because a man was upset he did not get double ham on his sandwich, CBS reported. Employees were able to provide proof that the man only paid for 6 extra slices of ham, not 12.
I mean,
It's not that bad. There was a couple of years ago, somebody pulled a gun out on a Chipotle in Philly
Sounds right.
over burritos.
That doesn't happen all the time.
I'm
In Philly.
still not seeing how that's a crazy situation. I really like burritos, so I've been willing to pull a gun for a burrito. I'll die for a burrito. But how funny was she's like, "We can do hit me." What if she had not said that, and the guy seriously had no intention of ever hitting her? Then as soon as she said, "We're gonna do hit me," he's like, "Well, I guess I got to now. I've been challenged. I got to get away with this ham and sun chips somehow."
I have the darkness in me. If somebody said something like that to me, I think I would be like, I think I have to hit you now.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
I'm not gonna fucking.
Because imagine, like, then he goes and he steals the ham or whatever from the place, and he doesn't hit her. She's like, whatever, you're still a bitch. You're like, oh, god damn it. You got out your ham, but you still lost your pride, you know?
I don't know. Subway ham is not the meat I'm gonna die on that hill.
Yeah, I'm not the only thing that's fucking wet.
Was it honey smoked? Do we have honey smoked ham? that would change. If I were on the jury, that might change my verdict.
Black
This is not going to be good for Subway's image. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. It's,
I don't
How will
think
they
that-
ever recover from this? From this black mark on there? No. Still.
Nice.
Fuck that shit.
Fucking
But,
his Black Forest.
yeah, it's black.
Black Forest mark.
What is that's why she said, all I saw was black. Maybe she just landed on Black Forest ham. Yeah, I'm not dying over domestic ham.
there's a subreddit I go to called Fight Porn. That's literally just street fights all day, every day.
Love
Nice.
At no point
Love it.
has anyone ever jumped over a counter
Successfully.
and won the fight. Like, they all get the dog shit beaten out of it. Especially some McDonald's ones. There's great ones where dudes will, like, grab the hot fryer basket and just go to fucking town on somebody.
That sounds like nightmares. Oh my god.
I love that shit when people will do that. Like, they'll jump a counter at McDonald's and, like, some, like, thrice divorced, like, pushing elderly woman just starts dogging them with a fucking, like, it just starts beating the shit out. You're like, yeah.
Is every fourth one a Waffle House?
There are a lot of Waffle House ones. There was one that went viral because it was these women that were picking the fight, and one of them picked up a chair and threw it at the attendant, and the attendant caught it by the fucking leg and
I
just,
saw
like,
that.
went at it.
Fucking awesome.
Waffle House bitch will.
That was her. What are you gonna do? Hit me moment.
That's
Yep.
the Waffle House version of King Arthur pulling the sword out of the catching the chair mid
Excalibur.
yeah.
Oh, now she's fucking technically king of Salisbury, Maryland. What are you gonna do?
Man.
My favorite is when you see the videos of people trying to jump the counter and, like, their legs get caught on something and they just
They
fucking
fall.
eat shit. Like, they don't even have a chance to get up and hit anybody or rob because they're just, like, picking their teeth off the floor because they tripped. I love that.
But part of the thing is they always, whenever somebody jumps the counter, they're always underestimating how many people are on the other side of that counter.
Yeah, these people work together every day. They're friends.
Yeah.
They're going to jump you now.
They don't give a a fuck about keeping their
No.
job. They already work at McDonald's.
It's like, I don't even like Jessica, but she's covering my shift Saturday so I can go out.
Yeah.
And before we get fired, I'm getting that day off. God damn it.
God, yeah, and also a lot of them they don't judge how high they really can jump or their physical abilities.
Or you mean they overestimate?
Oh god, when you see them do it in like convenience stores and like their feet will catch on like the cigarette things above the counter, it's like yes,
Every time.
just face planting into the lottery machine. Like
Yeah, those
I love
those
that
things
shit.
look like they're built to be pulled apart. They always
They do,
crumble.
yeah.
I'm so glad I don't work with a publican anyway. People are fucking dumb. You guys ever in a convenience store and you see some piece of shit who's like trying to haggle the price of cigarettes because they think the person they're talking to decided on the price?
We talked about that earlier too. I worked at Wawa for 6 months when I was like 20.
I worked
They
at
did that.
Mexico for 4 years, and the guys from the Indian buffet, a couple stores up, used to always haggle with me about the price of cigarettes. I'm like, I don't set the fucking prices, dude. He's like, look, I will bring you a styrofoam from my store if we pay this much. I'm like, look, if you bring me a styrofoam from your store, I'll give you the fucking cigarettes. I'm fucking 17 and I don't care. You're offering me free Indian food for a pack of Benson and Hedges?
Guess what?
Let's do it, dude.
You got the right guy.
Yeah. You want a fucking Gatorade to go with it? How about some peach rings? Take
Like-
it. Just give me my Vindaloo fucking chicken.
Dude,
Yes.
you're acting like we're selling a rug in fucking Marrakesh, okay? Take your fucking Newports, bring me your honey ham
Oh,
dish.
god damn it, dude. And it's funny because this guy also used to come in. He would haggle for the price of cigarettes, but he also smoked these things called beady. And it's seriously, it's like a hand rolled cigarette, but it's not tobacco. It's like this weird, like herbs and fragrances and shit. And he just would start lighting it up in the store, and it's like held together with like a piece of twine. It just looks like a little tiny fucking joint. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's like an
dude?
Indian clove.
Yeah,
It smells
pretty
like
much.
he's
Yeah,
fucking
exactly what it
saging the
is.
place.
Only goth Indians smoke
Yeah.
it.
I'm like, and for some reason, he always had super fucking long fingernails.
That's a thing. That is a thing.
Yeah, they're weird about cutting their nails.
It's like, how do you fucking roll that cigarette with his fucking long ass like?
He rolls that cigarette because of those long ass
It's
nails.
true. It's a good
Carefully.
point.
That's how.
Yeah.
How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice.
Practice, boy, practice.
The last thing I'll say about Subway though, did you see the meme that I saw today? It was like complains that your Subway sandwich was wrong, like bad. Bro, you made the sandwich.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's so fucking true.
It's true. The only thing you can mad at is quality of the ingredients, dude.
This story I fucking loved.
Oh.
A man, this guy lived in a neighborhood.
Ah, you love a man.
I do. They're awesome.
Sorry.
He had a boat in his driveway, and his neighbors are complaining that the boat like looks unsightly because it's a huge fucking boat in his driveway, and because his neighbors made him put it in the backyard and build a fence, so he had a realistic picture of his boat painted on the front of the fence that was
Fuck
intended
yeah.
to hide it.
Fuck yes.
I have a picture.
Wow.
A California man was ordered to keep his boat out of sight, and he had the last laugh by commissioning an artist to paint a realistic image on the front of the fence that obscures it. Local government officials told Etienne Constable of Seaside, California, in July that he had to build a 6-foot fence to hide the view of his boat from his neighbors. In a lighthearted jibe at officialdom, Constable decided to follow the directive, which said nothing about how the fence should be decorated, and asked local artist Hanif Pani to create a mural that looks like the fence isn't there. I'm not a rule breaker, but I like to make a political statement as necessary, as well as a humorous statement and a creative statement, he told NBC affiliate. A speedboat mural is painted on the fence outside of the home of Constable in Seaside, California, after the city ordered him to conceal his boat. This is the picture.
Man, this is how. Let me tell you, he's gonna get a hell of a lawsuit when Wile E. Coyote runs into that fence.
You see a bunch of cartoon characters just trying to like fucking drive away in the boat. That's just.
That is pretty funny. That is kind of fuck you money. Like
That's all
you don't
it
need to
is.
be horribly rich. You just need enough money to literally go like, I will spend $1,000 on this. I don't
That's
care.
actually really well done.
Yeah, he full on
Nice.
commissioned someone to do it. He is yet to have any contact from the city about the mural, but he says he considers it to be covered by the right to freedom of expression as enshrined in the First Amendment. The reaction is extremely more than we ever expected, and we're both just tickled about it, Constable said, referring to the stir the image has made on social media, where it has been shared many times. Pani, who paints the image across the Central Coast area, told KSBW, I'm a big proponent of public art in spaces. It engages people in ways that reaching out and having conversations doesn't sometimes. And Pani added that since the Seaside boat mural has gone viral, other boat owners have approached him to see whether he can do the same for them.
So it helps small businesses as he's fucking sticking it to the man.
Hey, support
Hell
small
yeah.
artists. You know what I
That
mean?
civic association. Ah, damn it. I think at this point his neighbors gotta be like, well played.
I
Yeah.
know. They have to concede.
Game, set, match. You win this one at 10. Ah, damn it.
At 2, Etienne.
It's pretty fucking good.
Etienne.
Like,
that's
how
a fucking
can
hell
you
of a
really
name.
force people to have to like move their shit to the back of their yard?
Depends on the HOA.
HOAs. Why? Why would you ever get involved in such a thing?
That's such like the kid who used to fucking rat on kids when the teacher was out of the room thing. Like what they do when they get older.
You forgot to give us homework.
Yeah. Like there's a lady that lives in my neighborhood that constantly like calls this home association on people that don't have their grass like cut immediately after like a rainstorm and shit. It's like Jesus Christ. And she's not even old. She's like only in like her 50s or something. Like god damn it.
Bitches need a hobby.
Yikes.
I'm telling you.
So you have an HOA.
Well,
Right.
civic association, whatever you want to call it.
Have either you guys lived under an HOA?
Nope.
I've always been curious as to been like, what if you just ignore them completely? They can't take your house.
People in my neighborhood do it all the time.
Like
they used to have this thing that passed around like you have to shovel your driveway and the sidewalk in front of your house after anything more than half an inch. And most people are just like, because everybody who lives in my neighborhood works a lot, you know? So there's like, no, we don't have time.
Nah.
Fuck you. It'll get warm eventually. Shut up. So no one really enforces it except for that one old lady, not even old, in the neighborhood that constantly calls the home association on shit like that. Grass that's over an inch, like sidewalks aren't shoveled. Like, no one else gives a shit.
Like, unless they can take your house from you, like, they send you fines or whatever, just throw them away.
Yeah.
Just,
And when
it's not real.
When I took over the house from my parents, the guy came along collecting like the because you got to pay dues for this shit.
Don't think so.
And I was just like, no.
It depends on what they do, though. If they shovel the driveway or like cut the grass or something, that's a different story.
Nope, none of that. We're responsible for all that ourselves.
That's more of like a condo, like fucking.
If the guy was,
complex.
I asked the guy, I was like, how much is it? And if you would have said like $5, I was like, yeah, here's $5.
Sure.
But
It's
it was
what,
like
$75?
It was like 25 at the time. I was like, no. And I was barely scraping by the time. I'm like, I can't. No, fuck that. No. Like, suck it. What are you gonna do?
How often is that too?
Monthly.
Nah. Kiss my ass,
Yeah,
dude.
fuck
No,
that, dude.
not a chance.
And what? Like, how are they gonna enforce that?
Yeah, good luck.
You know, like this guy's not giving me $25 every month. Like, what are the cops gonna do about that? Like, put me in debtor's prison? That's not even a thing anymore.
Debtor's prison never really made sense to me.
It also stopped existing, I think, in like the 1930s.
No. I watched Great Expectations recently, so I don't know. I have very Victorian standards in mind.
My grandmother used to throw it out as a threat. It's like, if you don't pay it on exactly on time, they're gonna throw you into debtor's prison. And even my parents were like, that's not a fucking thing anymore. Like, it's never been a thing, even in our lifetime. We were all born in the late 40s.
No, this country
Stop
actually,
it.
the country actually loves debt and would love you to be in
Yes.
debt.
Exactly. Everyone's in debt.
That's how they.
Well, a little hypocritical for this country to throw people in debtor's prison.
Yeah, very.
I mean, if our country threw everybody that was in our country in debtor's prison, everybody would be in debtor's prison.
It's true.
Yeah.
No one has zero. Well, there's like, what, 5% of the people that have zero debt, but
Weirdos.
yeah. Rich
I don't
people.
like them.
Yeah.
No, rich people.
Rich
have
people
lots of
Yeah.
live with debt. Yeah,
I had zero debt a few years ago until I bought a house.
That'll do it.
Rich people get as much debt as possible because it's such a huge write-off to have debt.
Sick.
There's a weird like subset of the upper middle class of people who have no debt. Those are people who aren't building any wealth.
I'm going to do it just as a flex now.
What, have no debt?
Oh, I have tons of debt.
have tons of debt. That's how you join the elites, bro.
Yo, my kids'
right.
grandkids are going to end up in debt.
that's how millennials are building wealth. Is they have all these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing it all this time. I knew I was onto something.
It's like, oh, I need to go to an old age home. Sorry, Mom, can't afford it. Suck it.
$9,000 a
Bam.
month, my ass, dude. Get a job.
Better learn how to pull weeds, lady.
There's strawberries needing picked.
Yeah. You go work next to those illegals you complain about all the time.
Get to work.
How great would it be if like you're fucking like parents that complain about there's illegals everywhere. Next thing you know, they're working as like a fucking apprentice for the guy who's selling flowers on the freeway.
Yes.
He's like, no, Mabel. What you want to do is you want to get in, wait till the red light, then you get in their face. You're like, yes.
Mr. Guillermo, it's very hot.
Yeah, put the zip-up hoodie back on
Yeah, it's like,
and put the COVID mask back on.
and it's only May. You better get fucking used to it. Because I make you wear a parka in August.
Yeah, they do. They love layers for real.
Yeah. When the groundskeepers at my one job, they're out there in hoodies in fucking
yeah.
June
Oh,
Yeah.
all day.
You had to point out and somebody else. Landscaping makes sense because the shit get like shrubs and grass and shit gets all over your skin.
Yeah.
It's annoying as fuck. It's actually
Especially
more.
if you do a lot of gardening and shit, you're getting like
Yes.
briars and thorns and stuff in you and all that. But
Yeah, it's actually more tolerable to just be.
that's
hot.
why you see like those dudes. They have like they don't want to just have pants on. They have like those fucking thick Carhartt like pants,
They have Carhartts or jeans and
Yeah.
long sleeve t-shirts minimum.
and they never seem uncomfortable either.
No, they just work
Fucking-
because they don't care.
They're just better people. What are I say?
Well, this is a story that you sent me
Oh,
to get on
okay.
today. Zoo goers in China are outraged to discover that a panda exhibit was actually dogs dyed black and white. like this.
Can't prove it.
Beautiful.
Oh, but you can.
Is
Can't
it,
prove
is,
it.
is it cultural appropriation if it's adorable?
Not
Look
even
at that
the,
thing wearing white and blackface.
Oh, shit.
not not even the Middle Kingdom's mascot is safe from Chinese counterfeit rings. A zoo in China sparked an all-out pandemonium after
fuck yeah.
they dressed the dogs as pandas because they didn't have the genuine artifact as seen in viral photos. The fake pandas unveiled May 1st at Taizhou Zoo in Jiangsu province were actually Chow Chow dogs, a big-haired breed from northern China, Jam Press reported. Zoo officials reportedly trimmed their mane and dyed their faces black to look like China's iconic bamboo-eating bear. When asked why they had the canines engage in panda cosplay, a rep explained, "There are no panda bears at the zoo, and we wanted to do this as a result." Many social media users were on board with these canines in pandas clothing, with one fan writing, "They're very small to run that fast. I think they're lovely." "I think they're cute," said another. A third quipped, "Well, that's an extreme way to get your dogs cared for while you're at work, lol." Giving panda makeovers is nothing new. A decade ago, pups dressed as the bamboo-eating bears became such a hot item, that's Haute,
Oh, okay.
that pet stores couldn't meet the demand. 10 years ago, the natural instinct of a Chinese person was to eat a dog,
Whoa.
said Xin Chin, a pet shop owner in Chengdu.
He said it, not us.
Yeah, that's,
That's a quote.
It's like, look, dude, either they do this or I eat the fucking guy. What do you want to do?
He told that to
what website is this? My Uncle Monthly?
It's laughing off his Facebook. Yeah.
he told London's Metro newspaper, "Now we are like Westerners and want one as a companion. The cute breeds like French bulldogs and Labradors were favorites, but
They're
now
also the tastiest.
it's the panda dog."
The Pan Dalmatian. No. Bad.
God damn it!
Bad.
Black and white face.
I mean, black and white face was on. You can't top that. But
Fucking
also, it's like, all right,
smash.
it's not a real panda. All right, you go fire him. You go fire. You look at that face and you tell him he doesn't have a job here tomorrow. Look at him. Look at him.
Exactly.
You see that sprinkles? They said you can't be here anymore. You're not a real panda. He's like, I'm just a little guy.
This might have to be the episode photo.
He's very cute.
This is good.
Superimpose his face over my face. Dude. I think it's fucking great.
Yeah, I thought that was so goddamn funny.
I just wanted to see the look on the face of the first person to see the quote unquote pandas.
What?
Wait a second.
When I saw why is he wagging his tail?
The one guy's like, first the continuous apartments, now this. Will people ever stop tricking me?
I love his justification of just like, we wanted to have pandas, but there's none here. So there's,
Yeah, we don't
Go.
have them.
yeah,
It's like, yeah, what did you want me to do, stupid?
yeah. If they don't have pandas in China, like where are they? Are they like escaping the Earth, knowing like a comet's coming?
Pandas don't fuck. That's why there's not a lot of them.
That's true.
They don't fuck, so there's like so few of them left. Like they actually have to force them to fuck in like zoo situations where like not even force them to fuck, but take sperm from the males and then put it in the females just to make new pandas.
You know why? Gay panda marriage. Completely devalued regular panda marriage.
You really are your uncle right now, aren't you?
That's right.
What do you mean? Like, yeah, fucking great. At that point, that's also like, well, just let the pandas die out, dude. They've made their choice. It's like, nah, I don't want to fuck.
I mean, they're so cute, but
Yeah.
they don't wanna.
I mean, because pandas are both black and white, pretty much any panda relationship is interracial.
It's true.
They're mixing.
Very true. It's like, I don't want to fuck a chick that looks like me. Oh, I'm sorry. You journaling? Are the crickets outside really loud? Or...
Yes.
God damn it.
Cicada season.
It's probably...
Those are frogs.
Oh. We go out there, it's just dogs dressed as frogs.
God damn it.
It's just a pipple painted green.
Dude, that's what Elliot wanted for his birthday.
God damn it, dude. You got any other news? Is that it?
That's it.
We got plug time, or
What? I already did that.
do you guys have anything to plug?
Well, you guys, not to interrupt, but I see you guys have been getting up a lot lately. What's come? This comes out next week.
Oh. So I have a YouTube series called KYGY2K. It's Millennial Nostalgia. We have a video coming out probably in the next few days about the 1995 film Angus, if anybody remembers it.
I do. Angus Bethune.
Angus
Never saw
Bethune, the Bethune theory. Yeah.
Always worried about that one ant that wouldn't RSVP or something. I remember that movie very vaguely.
What
Yeah, I don't remember
does
that.
it stand for?
RSVP? Respond s'il vous plaît.
Oh yeah, I never knew what ours.
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry.
But yeah, it's a classic coming-of-age 90s film about a fat kid who has a crush on James Van Der Beek's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like every other movie of the 90s.
I fucking identify that shit with that shit like a motherfucker. Great soundtrack, too.
Great soundtrack.
Great fucking soundtrack.
It really is. It's like the grunge kids movie.
Yeah.
Because it's like fucking Green Day and Weezer and
Yeah.
JAR. And it's a very... It could not have been made in any other year except the year it was.
Yeah. It's very of its time movie. Like, it's very dated, but it's still a great fucking movie. And his boy is, who is his fucking...
The Shermanator.
Yes, the Shermanator plays his best friend.
And his fucking grandpa's Patton, fucking George C. Scott.
Yeah.
It's really weird
Does
casting.
his grandfather die?
Yeah, his grandfather dies mid-conversation with him. It's pretty... This kid just can't catch a fucking break in
that
this movie.
kid goes through some shit besides just having a bowl cut. But, dude, yeah.
Yeah, the bowl cut didn't help.
Yeah,
What
bowl
year?
cuts. Bowl cuts were a thing in like '95.
Yeah, that's true.
This is 95.
You were cool
Yeah.
back then. Yeah.
Damn.
I had one.
Only a couple years later, and he was sequestered to apartments over and over. I'll do myself.
There was no Asians in the 90s. Stop it. What are you talking about?
Asians weren't discovered till 2003.
The water level started rising, so all the ice caps started melting, and all of a sudden, there's Asians. Fucking wild, dude. I heard about it on Rogan. So, what's the name of the...
So it must be true. KYGY2K. We'll probably change the name because that's not great.
It really rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. In addition, I have a podcast coming out called Wolf Tones, where we're just going to talk about weird shit. The first episode, we're talking about the tween Nazi band Prussian Blue.
Oh,
that name
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Weren't they kind of like poppy type shit?
No, they were like folky. And actually, the lyrics were way more like, Valhalla type shit.
Yeah, like the
And then,
dick sucking.
yeah, and then they grew up and they both became pothead hippies and said, they said like, we're not racist anymore. We were told to say that. We're still not sure about the Holocaust though. They don't want to alienate all of their fans.
Can't give it all up.
They don't
huh?
want to give the residuals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, because it was like they were basically blonde-haired, blue-eyed kids, right?
Yep.
Wasn't it like a brother and sister?
No. It was two twin girls.
Okay.
They lived in Idaho with their white separatist family, which again just cracks me up. If you're already white and living in Idaho and
You're
it's
separate.
still not white enough, like you're just splitting hairs. at
Got
this
news
point.
for you.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, yeah. You're in the wrong fucking country then.
Yeah.
Exactly.
God, I remember that because that was around the same time there was that family. I think it was in one of the other United States, maybe Iowa. They named one of their kids Adolf Hitler, and the other one was like America the Beautiful or some shit like that.
Oh, you bet.
And the parents ended up getting brought up on whatever shitty parent
Child
charges it
abuse.
is for naming the kids that and sending them off to public school.
Well, America the Beautiful is going to have a much easier time getting a job
Than
than
Adolf
Adolf Hitler.
That is true.
He can become a hippie all he wants. He still can't shirk that name.
Mix it up. Make it America, Hitler, and Adolf the Beautiful.
Adolf the Beautiful, super good.
America, Hitler. You know Craig Ferguson's original stage name was Bing Hitler?
Oh yeah.
Do I like Craig Ferguson now? Holy shit,
You just might.
that's pretty great. And we're gonna put links to the web show in the description of this episode. And once you get the podcast up and running, let us know, and we'll start.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll share whatever's
Cool. Thank
posts, clips, whatever.
Jeff, what are you up to, man?
I just have a show next week out in Harrisburg at 0 Day Brewing. Hosted by Malik Stark, funny dude from out there, and Pat George, very funny guy. That's about it.
Nice.
I don't have a YouTube series or anything. I keep thinking I should start a podcast, but
I mean, you live next door to this guy. Why don't you just roll
Yeah.
over?
He's
Come
going to
over
come over for
sometime.
Wolf Tones. We're going to have an episode where we talk about the 5%ers. Just two white boys looking.
We
into,
actually,
like,
I planned to launch a podcast about 5 years ago, and he was on the first episode. I recorded 6 episodes of it. I don't know where they're at now. And it was just going to be stories about being a shitty teenager, which I might still do that someday. But
I
for
can
now.
relate.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody, no matter how old we get, being a shitty kid was funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And awesome.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
I
funny.
mean, I regret doing a lot of the shit, but it was funny at the time.
And it's still, I mean, even though it's still horrible, it's also still somewhat of a great story.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking of so many memories right now.
The funny thing is, the younger I was, the shittier I was.
No, I hit peak shittiness at like 16. 16 to 19 those were peak shitty years.
As soon as I started getting
Same.
fat, I became shitty. So that was like puberty, so like 11 or 12.
See, I got less shitty the less fat I got. I was my worst at my fattest.
It'd be great if I lost a ton of weight and just became like a total fucking just laid back, just nice person.
It's not too late. What's the date of that show? That stand-up show?
The 23rd.
Okay, so it comes out the day after this episode. Nice.
All right.
So if you're in Harrisburg, where is it? The what brewery?
0 Day Brewing.
0 Day Brewer. It's a
I really like going out to central Pennsylvania because
I do.
yeah,
I like Harrisburg.
It's not bad.
there are good comics out there who don't make their, it's a 2-hour drive. They don't make their way to Philly. So
Is there places other than that place to do stand up?
yeah, they got their own comedy club out there.
Harrisburg Comedy Zone.
Yeah.
Oh.
The one place that my bands used to always play out there, used to do occasional comedy nights, Love Drafts.
Yeah, I know exactly what bar you're talking about.
JB Love Drafts?
No, I do know what
think
bar you're
it's
talking about. It's
yeah.
like a metal bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we were doing, so yeah. But they were like, we would go out and play there, there'd be like,
That's a legit spot. Like, shows aside, that's a legit bar.
yeah. Dude, no matter how weak the turnout was, you got paid. I was like, holy shit.
Oh yeah.
And you're like they'll come up to you at the end of the night, there'll be like 20 people paid, and they're like, hand you like an envelope full of money. You're like, are you sure? They're like, yeah, we pay bands here. I'm like,
Oh, you just reminded me. Music venue. I'm running an open mic every 2 weeks, every other Tuesday at Dawson Street Pub in Manioc.
Nice.
Right down the street from us.
Right down the
So you
street
can
from
come
us.
over and party afterwards.
And you can follow us home and murder our families.
if you're Asian, you can get a ride home with him.
That's it.
If
Yeah,
you're
you can.
Asian and over 70,
I'm a sucker for
just hop in.
Just show up.
an old mama son.
But you better have a couple singles on.
That's right.
Is
Cursed
It's homework
singles.
time.
Is it homework time?
Homework time.
Every week, Tom and I assign each other a record and a comedy special or podcast or whatever, or sometimes 2 of each.
I just call it a piece of comedy.
A piece of comedy and a piece of music for us to report back on the next week. And we also invite our guests to do the same. Now, last week we had from Parlay Philly, sports memorabilia. Check it out on Instagram. It's got a bunch of good stuff on there. We had Anthony from there, and we had our good buddy Top Wop Mike Murrow from the band Sunburster in. And do you want to get into the music that they brought to the table there, Tommy?
Yeah, start. Because don't you have to recuse yourself?
Yeah, 2 of the
From one or
things
two of
Anthony
these?
brought in, I can't say anything about because I know the people in it, so I wouldn't be objective.
Well, we talked about this before. You were like, should we drop these? Because I know them. I was like, I don't.
Yeah, fair
I'll
enough.
do it. I'll start with Kai Mark. I think he said the latest EP was Doll from 2023. So that's what I listened to.
Yes.
And I said, this is from the description on the Bandcamp. Doll is an exploration of catharsis through song, endured and then captured by songwriter Brian Louie of The Twin, Joshua Fit for Battle, performing under the moniker Kai Mark. And I don't listen to stuff like this like at all. The song My Sweet Bird wasn't about his dick, so 0 out of 10 on that. And I was like, it's pretty, but
Hey, O'Brien, step it up, dude.
I was like, it's pretty, but I don't know. It's not for me. 4.
And then you guys check
I listened to it. It sounds like something you'd put on a mixtape for a girlfriend.
Big time.
I didn't dislike it. I liked it, but again, it's one of those things. It's not really the music for me. You know who this guy reminded me of? I don't mean this in a bad way. I mean this in a good way. Do you remember Color and City?
City and Color.
City and Color. Yeah. Sorry. City and Color. Back in
Fireball.
2013 chicks loved City and Color.
Dallas
So-
Green. That's his.
Dallas, that's his, yeah, because
City.
City Color, yeah. So that's kind of my thought was City and Color. You know, gets the women going. So
Yeah. It's chick music.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
on
It's
a
not for me.
is it on a scale of 1 to 10?
If you feel like
I'd give it a 7.
Solid.
Yeah. Yeah. All the same reasons, but I'd still say it's 5. Like it's fine. It's
Yeah.
just it's music that goes in one ear and out the other.
Like I said, it's something I would put on a mixtape for a girlfriend.
For sure. Do you know that guy or something?
Yeah, I do. But even I'm not. It's not for me either.
Well, then
For the
I'll
ladies.
jump over to Alienator.
I'm sure he's not writing those songs for me.
Yeah,
It's
for
like I sure hope Dennis, the 44-year-old fat fuck,
a single
likes
fat
this.
guy.
Trying to get his panties wet.
Then I'll jump over to Alienator then and the newest record, Time to Die, because this is short. I said, fucking badass, right up my alley. I could listen to music like this and Stingray all day, every day, 10 out of 10. I loved that record.
I love the album cover for it
Yes.
because it's very. I love a lot of like metal and hardcore where like if they ever have a message, it's the most ham-fisted thing.
Yeah.
In this
I love
case, it's like
good
see
illustrations,
the
too.
criminal and the judge. They both look like dicks. Think about it.
That is fucking great. Yeah, this is a really real throwback, like 80s punk look to it.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I also like that's only 10 minutes long.
Yes.
I love when hardcore punk is like in and out.
Yeah, I
It's
listened
so
to it twice on the Stairmaster today.
Yeah.
fucking sweet.
Dude, whenever I have like a listen later playlist. Whenever I see a new album and there's only like 7 or 8 songs, like that's all you ever needed.
Yeah. Yep. And that's like there's ones you say and it's like it's 7 or 8 songs, but it's still somehow an hour and 20 minutes. You're like, God damn it.
Yeah, I'm a Dream Theater dork. One of their lamest albums that I can't stand is only 6 songs long. It's like a 90-minute record.
It's a triple LP.
Yeah.
I just put a solid breakneck, fast-paced punk rock that's pretty much over before you had the chance to really process it. I enjoyed it quite a bit, but I honestly could have gone for 1 or 2 more songs. Just 1 or 2.
Left you wanting
No
more.
more of that.
They have other records. They're
Yeah,
also
I
good.
did. I got all those too. I gave it an 8.
They're playing Something to Talk About Fest coming
Where are
up.
they? Do you know where they're from?
No idea.
That's one of my favorite things about this is going in and not knowing shit about the bands. Did you listen to that other band that Anthony brought?
Static Clone.
Yeah.
He assigned us 2. Speaking of short releases, he assigned us 2 flexies, which are like 6 minutes apiece.
I was gonna say, yeah, so it's made on like an actual. The only flexi I ever knew was Decibel Magazine. They had like
Yeah,
it came
they
right
used
in
to
there.
have
The
a ton of them.
like thinnest little plastic. It's so cool.
They're very cost efficient to produce.
Completely off topic, but my sister and I had this flexi record back in the 80s. It came in with circular ads, and it was from McDonald's, and it was a square flexi that would still play on the turntable. But what it was somebody just kind of rattling off the McDonald's menu to
Okay.
rhyme. It was, and we used to know that shit front to back.
Wow.
Is that where the fucking Big Mac song
It was
came
like
from?
Big Mac McDLT, quarter pounder with some cheese fillet, a fish, a hamburger, a cheeseburger, a Happy Meal, tasty golden French fries, regular and larger sizes. That's as far as I can go. And it was weird because it didn't have like the beat behind it, but the delivery was kind of like country western, so it didn't really make sense. Unless they're going for like some like avant-garde shit, I don't know.
When my old band covered that Susie and the Banshee song, we did a square flexi for that release. It was like fucking $10 to make that. It was so cheap.
We're like, you can almost fold it. This is so cool.
It was cool.
My favorite song was the McDonald's menu. Why are you 400 pounds? Well, I don't know.
The writing is
Yeah.
on the wall. but Static Clone,
Yeah.
Flexi's 1 and 2, I said, this is also awesome, giving me a little more Rival Mob, especially that song The Mirror, and See Above for Alienator review, 9 out of 10.
Anybody else listen to that one?
I listened to I liked it. Don't really have any notes.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I liked it.
anything about
Yeah.
It's all dudes from Blacklisted. Yeah, so a good Philly band. What did Mike bring?
He gave us 2 records. He gave us the new Iron Monkey record,
There's no way in hell you like this.
Spleen and Goad. Is it my favorite thing I've ever heard? No. Does it have some redeemable riffs and parts? Kinda. These type of songs stick around too long, and I said I can hear the goatee and ponytail through the back of baseball hats headbanging to this. 3 out of 10.
If anybody's listened to this podcast an extended period of time, they know that I'm already going to give this a 10 out of 10.
The one record you brought me of theirs before the
613?
it was I like that more than this.
Yeah, I do too, but this is still really good. I enjoyed it. But I can understand why you didn't. It's an acquired taste. And you guys check that one out at all?
I did. I kind of don't have any notes on it though.
Yeah, same.
Not into it?
I should have re-listened to this shit on the drive up here.
Shut
No,
up.
it's fine.
We were
pretty
too busy
long.
talking shit on local comedians.
It's so
Oh,
much more
yeah.
fun to
That
talk
is.
shit when you drive, though.
Yeah.
It's so much to be like a nice like woman around a washing sort of just talking shit, dishing tea. Nice, dude.
Throwing shade.
That's way more fun than listening to music. What else? Oh, did he also bring the Sex Prisoner record?
Yes, self-titled 2013.
I just put I got this like when he signed it. I got it confused with all 30,000 other bands that have sex in the name. Because what was it? I thought he was talking about Sex Positions, and there's other bands. There's tons of bands with sex and then a p word after it. So fucking Sex Pistols. There's tons of them. And I was like, and I completely overlooked the fact that I knew who Sex Prisoner was. Because I remember they have a record that came out maybe 3 or 4 years ago called Tannhauser Gates. That's really fucking good. And I loved it a lot. But then I was reminded, oh yeah, you do know this band's stupid and you like them. But I did like that album better than this. But it's just really good, fast and dirty, heavy hardcore. And yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit and gave it a 9.
That's high.
I would definitely have people check out the Tannhauser Gate record. That's also extremely good. But yeah, did you enjoy it?
I said I forgot this was from 2013. It still holds up, and as something of this genre technically should. No notes at all on production. I think it sounds great all the way through, especially the crunchy guitar on the palm muted fat bass sound. Not a dull second. I kept imagining how funny it would be to be in line at a Wawa with a t-shirt that just says Sex Prisoner on it. Just like buying my fucking snickerdoodle cookie.
That struggle is real.
Just yo, free my boy. I gave it a 7. Solid.
That's one of the bad things about being into like death metal and stuff is like when you go like, oh, I really like this shirt. It's like, yeah, but you might have to wear it at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
Like you might want to calm down.
Just grocery shopping with a Devourment shirt or something.
I told you that one time I was walking into Dunkin' and some dude just like fucking squeals wheels, pulls up in front of me in like the parking lot and he starts telling me like Jesus is Lord and that my soul will be saved no matter what I do.
Nice.
I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? And I was wearing a Devil Master t-shirt and it had boobs on it.
So it was a
So
cool
maybe he
Devil
was
Master
really
shirt.
heavy.
So was he trying to save you from Satan or boobs?
Either way, he's a fucking party bummer.
That's right.
Fucking wet blanket.
Square ass motherfucker.
Exactly.
You guys,
You guys
check
listen
out
to it?
Sex.
Yeah, I listened to it. Just when I went to their Spotify page and one of their top 5 songs is "I Come When I Piss" or "I Piss When I Come." Just it sounded like what I thought
Bars.
it was. I did like it,
Fucking bars.
Bars, dude.
but yeah, it was what I expected.
Play that on my wedding. Damn, dude. Do you want to get into what you brought me or what I brought to you?
Yeah, you start.
Let's stick with music. You gave me the band Lipoma. Great band name. Who doesn't love a fatty deposit? Anyway, album's hard as a pathology. Wanker metal with toilet vocals isn't a really good mix. I like the stuff from all the split 7 inches and stuff in singles they've done, but this is kind of weak. It's just they're doing like 6 different types of metal. Like they're all playing metal, but each guy in the band wants to. You can tell they want to play a different type of metal. Like one guy just wants to do like toilet vocal, like grindy shit. One guy just wants to do basic death metal. The other guy actually wants to like wail. And it's like none of them seem to be on the same page musically. It's like, it's well played, but it just doesn't seem to work too well. But
I do prefer the one EP to the full length, but I still really
they
like
have like 19 fucking split albums. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it wasn't bad, but it's just like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the guys in the band know what the other guys want to do when they're not really on the same page. But yeah, it's not bad.
It's not cohesive.
I gave it a 5. But they're all talented.
Keep fucking supporting metal.
Yeah, keep supporting metal, bro.
Support the scene.
Yeah. Also, I'm just stoked on fucking Lipomas. I'm trying to say. Anybody else get a chance to listen to Lipoma?
I did not.
Your review makes me want to listen to it. I'll give it that.
The stuff you've recommended before, I think you would like the guitar work and stuff.
Oh yeah, I went back and listened to the episode you guys did after me and was so upset you didn't like any of the shit I recommended. It was a bit of a bummer.
But as long as like other people listening, maybe they did and went to go check it out.
It's
so,
true. That's the point.
Yeah.
of
True.
The segment.
I mean, half the time I recommend shit that Tommy hates and vice versa. So, speaking of which, you recommended me comedians you should know. Caitlin Chekarowski. It's bad when it's a 10-minute set and I'm checking my watch 3 or 4 times. It was fucking rough.
I was laughing.
I gave it a 3.
I thought it was fine for what it was.
Yeah, I'd give it a solid 5.
I was laughing.
Fair.
It was a
It was 20 minutes also.
Dude, the
No, it was
album.
only 10.
So
I watched it this morning.
Yeah.
I just added Lipoma to my Spotify. Nobody mentioned the cover. Holy shit!
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's like elephantitis face, like that.
Yeah.
Has like gigantic black lady titty face.
Yes. They have great album art. And it's like really badly done, like
Yeah.
Photoshop artwork too. It's great.
All right, I can't wait to listen to that now.
Yeah. Imagine wearing that shirt and line at a fucking wow, yeah.
Ugh.
Exactly.
Well, sorry, yeah, the Chekarowski chick just did nothing for me.
We have a term for that. It's called hell of a hand. They're good, but they're not going to kill. But they're
Yeah.
going to be solid. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It was a good set.
She's probably around there in her career, I guess. I don't know.
Do you know where she's from?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yep.
I had no idea.
I was a little happy to see that her YouTube videos have about the same views as mine. So
Oh shit. Well, apparently you're not a comedian you should check out, or a comedian you should know.
You should know.
Yeah.
According to that.
well, I do wonder. That must be a recurring thing because she has sets from previous years at comedians you should know. So there must be some out of Chicago.
Every comedians you should know is just made up of people who pay publicists to do anything.
Oh yeah. There's tons of shit like that. They're like the getting to know so and so in 5 jokes, and there's a bunch of other like YouTube pages that do shit like that, or like.
Well, those pages are farming views and subscribers from content that's already out there.
Yeah.
They're just they're chopping it up and putting it together in a package that you can watch just by scrolling through because it gets fucking.
It's more digestible.
Yeah, it gets like it gets thrown into people's algorithms because they like comics that are similar to that.
Yeah.
And it's engaging titles.
I mean, I will give this special one thing. I got through it in one dump. So, good honor for that, dude. So, just because of that, I will check out the next thing she does. I will get to know this comedian. So she succeeds. All right, what did I bring you?
All right, I'll fire right back with comedy. You gave me a Joe DeRosa hour. I go to Atlanta all the time.
Go to Atlanta all the time.
And I listened to it on a bike ride last week and said this is actually from 2019, not 2022.
No.
And I actually found it on Spotify.
I found it on YouTube.
I think this is
I think it was uploaded on YouTube in 2022. My bad.
I think this is a chick with a dick. It's not like she's gonna pull a Capri Sun out of her crotch. It was a great joke. And I said lots of great premises, not a lot of punchlines. Joe is like a very captivating speaker, but he's not like the funniest joke writer. At least in this particular special. He's way funnier on the radio and podcasts. And I gave it like a 4.
Fair.
Like every story, I was listening to his every word, but I wasn't laughing that much. I was just
Very storytelling.
I was just very engaged.
Did you ever listen to his older ones? Depression Auction and Son of Depression Auction.
No.
They're pretty decent albums, but if you didn't like this, I don't think you'll like that either.
I agree. I've always enjoyed his appearances on Opie and Anthony and the
He was
Bonfire so
great.
much better. As a matter of fact, I don't know if anybody listens to the Bonfire, but they
Sometimes.
obviously
Occasionally.
they had to shake up when Dan Soder left about a year or so ago.
Yeah.
And Bobby Kelly has just not been a good. It's an entirely different show, but it's
Yeah.
come up since then that Joe DeRosa. It was going to be Bobby Kelly or Joe DeRosa, and I think it would have been such a better show if DeRosa had come in. But I think between the sandwich shop and all that shit, Joey Rose's.
He's about to move to Texas too.
He is.
Yeah.
God.
When Bob Kelly started that his podcast, You Know What, Dude?
Mm-hmm.
Originally, it was going to be him and DeRosa, and then DeRosa just went and moved to California for a bunch of years.
Long time.
Yeah, he was on Better Call Saul.
Yeah. But his old stuff it's good like storytelling comedy, but it's not like solid punch like puts you on the floor.
That's what I thought. I thought this was a good set. Again, nothing great.
Yeah.
It was decent. I do think he started and ended on his best jokes. I thought the Pitbull bit was the best joke, so I thought he ended on his best bit. But I could have told you this was 2019 because it's a little reminiscent of Trump era comedy.
Yeah.
Where he's
talked about
bringing
it a lot.
up, you're bringing up like body shaming. Like, well, we should be shaming. Like, that's fuck. It doesn't feel like that long because it was only 5 years ago. But yeah, during Trump, there was like kind of like a pushback to I wouldn't say pushback, but it was a different culture. So comedy itself is different.
And around then, everybody had the same body shaming joke,
Yeah.
just somewhat reworded. I mean, I'm not saying the jokes weren't funny, but there's just at the point you're like, all right.
Or also he brings up like Me Too at one point. And now these days a Me Too joke would be a little dated.
Yeah. You'll never say he's your favorite, but he's always.
And that's another bit. Yeah, the joke about him being assaulted. I thought that's a joke where, man, he could have ended a lot stronger,
Yeah.
He told a funny story, but
Yeah.
it didn't end on a real strong punchline.
I think that kind of summed it. Like, Joe DeRosa is nobody's favorite comic. Like,
It's a shame because he's so fucking funny.
yeah, he's very talented.
But you're never like disappointed when like he's on the stage. It's just like you're like, oh, this is good, but you're never like, yo, you gotta go see. Like, yeah, you're never gonna
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
scream
Like
his name in the high heavens.
like all this year he's been touring a fucking the goddamn one man show.
yeah,
I never promised you a rose garden.
Yeah.
And
No.
maybe that's his. Maybe one man shows are like
The
his
funny thing is
style.
his recent
He's good at
podcast appearances. All it makes me want to do is try a sandwich shop.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the
I wanna
fatty in
go.
me or what.
I mean, what's better than a good sandwich? Not much.
I agree. Even if you can't tell.
I also love what a boozer he is. He talks about that
He
a lot.
will not give it up. It's so funny.
Oh, and drugs too. He's like I don't.
So apparently a reason he wasn't bigger earlier in his career is he was a big boozer.
Yeah, still is.
Was.
I love that he gets like even more depraved as he gets older.
Yeah, you'd think
Like
he would
that
have
shit
turned
is-
it around.
Like Skankfest, like the first day of Skankfest, he just fucking gets blown by a transvestite behind the stage. Like, good for you, buddy.
He's a long supporter of the trans community.
Yeah, right. He's an ally, dude.
Him and Jimmy Norton.
It came up in this fucking special.
Jimmy Norton's still my favorite comedian of all time.
I was honestly shocked that he married a trans woman. That kind of threw me off.
I wasn't because he's been.
He was
they've
a
been-
girlfriend guy
They've
forever.
been clowning him for it for years.
Yeah, but he also dated Chelsea Peretti. Like,
It's true.
he's been all over.
Yeah. He's pulled in some extremely attractive women. Because he was with that one comedian, Kelsey Cook, for a long ass time. And she's like ridiculously hot. And like he looks like that. But then he ends up with that fucking Nordic transvestite lady.
Yeah.
That podcast is
Is there a better podcast name? I don't think so.
Sword Fight?
Sword
Oh,
Fight.
So good. It's him. Have you heard it? It's him and his new wife. And she has zero sense of humor whatsoever.
She's a Euro,
And
dude.
for some reason, it works so well with him. Because all his jokes just go completely flat.
What?
And him just fucking be like, yes, of course you don't get it. God damn it. It's so fucking funny, dude.
He's been picking up people not getting his jokes for so long on the radio.
That's what he's at.
So
his
good
fucking,
at it.
That's when he's at his fucking best. Is when he's bombing.
Wow.
Somehow he's funnier. It's like, God damn it,
Yes. I was listening to a comp of fucking old Jim O&A bombs
dude.
last
Oh
night.
God. There's one on YouTube. Anybody can check this out. Go up Opie and Anthony, Jimmy's carpet bombing, and I think it's like a half-hour, 45-minute long clip of him just shitting the bed on radio over and over again, and it is so fucking good.
Something joke. It bombs. Wow.
or
Boo.
or when or when Anthony's just like, all right. God, I miss Opie and Anthony. I wish those two hadn't gone completely.
I think
Brez.
I think it's just fine where they ended up, and it should stay where it is.
Yeah.
Every time I get bored, I'll wander over to Anthony's Twitter. Like, let's see if he mentioned anything other than Black Crime.
Hand to God, that showed up in my feed, and I thought it was a parody.
Yeah.
I scrolled it for what I thought it was an Anthony Cumia parody
It's
for a minute.
so pathetic.
I also don't understand when people are shocked by them. Like, he was kind of on the cusp of that during Opie and Anthony.
He did that 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little more vocal about it because he can be more vocal about it because there's things like Twitter now. But yeah, he was pretty saying some dicey shit.
He's just so blatantly addicted to Twitter.
Oh, god damn it.
Sad.
He had that one dude that was co-hosting with him that's actually incredibly funny.
Dave Landau.
Dave
Yeah,
Landau.
that guy
I've heard,
funny.
I've heard that dude's a solid stand-up.
That got fucking drugged down with him. Like, and he's not that type of guy at all. He's like, it was a gig. I took it.
God, what the fuck show was he just on? He was so good on it too. Was it You Know What Dude or something?
No, fuck. This is gonna bother me now. God.
I shouldn't have
Damn
brought it up. I don't remember. But
He
he
was
was
a podcast
fucking
recently
great.
and he was fucking. Oh, it was Stuff Island.
Yes.
Stuff Island.
He was so great.
He's like a great sarcastic fucking comic. He's fucking great. And there's a lot of those dudes that have gone super right wing. It's a bummer because they're just like Aaron Berg is fucking funny, but some of the shit you're like, all right, dude, come on.
Yeah,
God
you're
damn it.
catering to a crowd of fucking
Yes.
knuckle draggers.
His version of autism is like immediately go for the lowest brow.
Yeah.
Like immediate. I'm like, he's so much better than that. Like anytime he's on Legion of
Yeah.
Skanks, it's like he's hitting a button.
Yeah.
Like what's the edgy thing?
You can guess what's going to come out of his mouth next half the time.
I've performed at a show with him before. He is even it's known that he's short. He's even shorter than you think.
Really?
Yeah, they say he's shorter
Yeah.
than Rogan.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Wow,
tiny.
He's a little
tiny
guy.
boy.
I mean,
Yeah.
Norton is too. He's like 5'6".
I mean, fuck.
I
Look
totally forgot I opened for him until you guys.
But Aaron Berg, like, he's generally he's funny on some podcasts. He's funny, but he's like, he leans too far into that dumb shit. It's like what happened to poor fucking Nikki DiPaolo, man. Used to be one of my fucking favorites to ever listen to, and now
He
it's
was
like,
one of the funniest people
now
ever.
it's like, God damn it, dude.
You remember Shorties watching Shorties?
What a great show.
That was a good fucking show.
Whoever pitched that deserves a fucking Emmy of some sort. All right, we're gonna have Patrice O'Neal and Nick DiPaolo playing cartoon babies, watching comedy specials. Like, yeah, green light.
Immediate.
Green light.
Here's
God
50
damn it,
seasons.
Wonder if that's fucking streaming anywhere. I would watch that shit again.
Comedy Central's pretty lazy with getting on top of YouTube shit, so you might be able to find some stuff.
We'll probably be able to find it in 16 years.
I have a saved playlist of all the Tough Crowd episodes, but the quality is fucking horrendous.
Compress the shit.
Horrendous.
The like 2 or so appearances ago on some podcasts when someone got Colin Quinn on, they're like, so what's happening? Are you gonna digitize Tough Crowd or not? And Colin was like, no, I really should get around to that because I actually own all the intellectual property to it and I have the things. And they're like, are you serious? He was like, no, I can't do it.
I love him so much.
It's funny.
I wish he could do it though.
God damn it. All right.
I love that dude.
Is that all I gave you?
No, you gave me a record too.
Oh.
Who
even cares at this point?
It's a great record.
Oh.
You gave me Seamless by Into Another.
Yeah.
1995. Sometimes music is weird for weird's sake, and even less often than that, it's awesome. These songs, them songs, Tail and For a Wounded John Wren are so sick. And I found Into Another because of that EP Omens that came out in 2015,
Yeah.
which I also highly recommend
Yeah.
to listeners. I personally think it's their best work, and it's the most recent record they did, but I gave this a 9. I fucking love Into Another.
That's a band people find they either hate it or they love it.
They're so
Really?
strange.
Yeah.
And you probably would know this, like Into Another is made up of like legitimate dangerous dudes.
Nah, there was mostly guys that came out of like the 80s straight edge scene. It's like dudes from like Youth of Today, Underdog, Bold,
Well,
those bands.
the singer is Richie something, right?
Birkenhead, yeah. He was in Gorilla Biscuits and fucking Underdog.
Yeah, well, I was sold a bill of goods that Into Another was like, oh, those are dudes like they make weird as fuck music, but off stage they're like legit insane people.
The singer and the drummer are from old hardcore bands, but the bassist and the guitar player used to be in like 80s New York thrash bands.
Oh, whatever.
Did you ever hear of the band Whiplash, the thrash band Whiplash? It's the bass player was from that band Whiplash, and I forget what band the guitar player was in.
But that band is so goddamn good.
Yeah, it's funny how good that dude can sing too.
I know.
It's like Jesus
Like
Christ.
he like people who wail normally bug the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
But he can do it.
I don't like the opening song to that record, but
Omens?
the rest of it, no.
Oh, that
Seamless. But the rest of it, I fucking.
You have such a weird spot for openers. I always like them. The ones that you don't like, I always like them.
It's only been 2 records so far.
Well, it's 2 for 2.
Fair enough. Did you guys just on that one, or is that
I didn't get to that one.
fair enough?
I have it on my list now.
Yeah. What do you guys been jamming lately? Don't puff up your friends really, because we want to be completely.
We
Yeah.
go out on a limb and say they don't have a lot of bands in their circles yet, or right now.
But we can also comedy recommendations are also perfectly welcome.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let's see. I rediscovered an album I really liked. Not the most obscure band. That's an intentional pun. Anybody knows? Japanese band Deer and Grey.
DIR.
Yes, DIR. The album in particular, Withering to Death. They have tons of albums and they all kind of shift around. They're all generally heavy, but they really change as far as their sound. Like they have the first song I ever discovered them is a very like a new metalish type kind of thing, but
It's DIRAND.
EN.
DIRENGREY.
Yes.
I've seen like a million Deer and Grey t-shirts. Never heard them before.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good. I might have mentioned Unto Others last time I was here. They're like a goth rock metal thing.
Japanese man?
No.
What's the name of the Deer
Portland.
and Grey record?
Withering to Death.
Withering to Death.
Yeah. And then Unto Others, the album Strength. I would even say just listen to the single Heroin, which is fantastic.
What's just called Strength?
Yep.
All right.
And I have also really gotten into a dungeon synth band called Erythrite Throne.
You're gonna have to spell that one too, bud.
Dude, he puts out like 4 albums a year. It's ridiculous. Also, for an idea of the names of them, Thy Bastard Offspring, Birth of the Gallows Tree. He released
Nice.
that yesterday.
We get it.
ERYTHRITE. And then Throne. And just listen to whatever. It's all the same. It's magnificent for falling asleep to.
Erythrite Throne.
Mm-hmm.
Any.
I want to know what the fuck erythrite means.
I think it's some kind of crystal.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
It's like
And
a
then-
fucking mineral.
Well, ask Tom's mom. She knows all about crystals.
She'd be like, "Oh, it does this."
I have some right here in my pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Carry it around all the time.
Next to
Don't-
this eye of
don't you?
newt.
And then completely out of left field, watch the YouTube video. You guys aware of Tiny Desk concerts?
Yes.
Yeah. Watch the one for the rapper Juvenile. It's fucking.
That was recent, wasn't it?
It's recent. You get to hear such classics as Hood Rat Bitch and Back That Ass Up done with a full horn section. And it's
Fuck yeah.
I've watched it so many times. It is so fun.
How the fuck old is Juvenile by now?
50s.
Probably not. Late
He's-
40s.
Maybe.
He was like
you forget
20
how young they are.
Yeah, he was like 22 when Back That Ass Up came out.
Wow.
He was
What a watershed moment.
22, 23 when Back That Ass Up.
Cash Money Millionaires.
First, Lil Wayne was on that song, only 16 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, Lil Wayne's first single was
Wabbity,
what,
wabbity,
13 or
wabbity.
some shit?
What?
Yep.
Get Off the Corner, yeah.
So he actually was little. Well, this guy was actually.
He was
Yeah, he
Lil
was
Wayne.
Lil.
Yeah.
But
And he was.
But Juvenile was never actually the juvenile. A juvenile.
No, Juvenile was a juvenile when he was signed.
Fuck.
All those dudes were signed real young.
They know.
It's just Lil Wayne was the breakout one.
At least Little Bow Wow became Bow Wow.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne's not just Wayne.
Yeah.
I always joked how funny would it be if you find out after all this time the title Lil is actually like designated by the departments of weights and measures. Like you reach a height, it's like, sorry.
We constantly maintain gas pumps and rappers' names.
It's between 2'5" and 4'3". If it's less than that, it's minuscule. If it's better than that, you're normal.
If you're under 5'6", Lil.
You just normal. Jeff, what do you got, bud?
All right. So I'm calling an audible
Ooh.
because today is May 16th. So I'm saying Lagwagon, let's talk about feelings.
Oh, I like, dude. I'm not a pop punk fan, but I love Lagwagon.
It is. I saw them. the Fat Records 25th anniversary show.
Yeah.
They were the feature band before NoFX, and it was a really good show.
Probably blew.
Hoss is one of those few pop punk records I return to.
Yeah.
Lagwagon and Snuff are the two bands I always just go back to.
What's the record's name again?
Let's talk about feelings.
I grew up on MXPX, so they're something I go back to a lot.
Yeah.
Is that because they were like pseudo-Christian?
Yes, that's exactly why.
I liked Lagwagon because they didn't have the goofy singing. Like
Well,
the dude could actually fucking belt out.
Yeah,
some
they also
shit.
didn't come off as like 20-something-year-olds trying to be teenagers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And as they got older, they got even fucking better.
Yeah, they aged gracefully too.
And their singer has like does like solo records that are actually pretty fucking decent.
Who's that?
Joey Cape.
Oh, I don't know.
They're pretty decent. I have that Matt tell you what the good ones are, but
Are we doing comedy?
yeah, go for
Okay.
it. Dude.
He released this pretty recently. I think it came out late last year. Mike Vecchione, The Attractives.
Oh, it was on our fucking top of last year.
I think it was my number 4.
Oh, you guys already heard it?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we'll
I
do it again.
re-listened. I re-listened to it today. It is laugh out loud funny.
Yes.
It's a long one, but it's also beginning to end very good.
We just saw him in
Helium.
Helium, and his new hour, boy, that shit was fucking great, dude.
It was a one-nighter on what, like a Thursday or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 7 o'clock.
And
Just
we-
curious, did it sell out? Because he feels almost like a
Yes.
very underrated. As far as stand-up goes, it feels like he's one of the best ones out.
I don't think it was an instant sellout, but it was a packed house.
Okay.
Yes, it was sold out day of. Because
Okay.
he joked about it multiple
Yeah.
times.
You know what's fucking sad though is right around the time that he did Helium, he had something booked in Wilmington that they canceled because of low ticket sales. I was like, God damn it, Wilmington! Why do you keep fucking doing this?
That's an error of the fucking booker though.
Yeah,
Or the-
true.
Yeah, that's not.
Promote like the or lack thereof promotion.
Yeah. But we were excited to fucking go see him. We only had to go a couple blocks
Yeah,
to go see him.
13-minute drive.
Yeah, it's like, fuck, dude. He's probably obviously Bergazzi, but he's probably one of the best fucking clean guys now. It's funny because his old shit's not clean at all.
He mixed it up a little.
Yeah.
His
Also,
specials-
speaking about Italians, he has a good bit of jokes about Italians in there.
And also speaking about people that are extremely short.
I haven't really watched any specials recently, but I was going to say comedy-wise, check out an Instagram account. There's a group in our neighborhood of Philadelphia called Cheese Parade that
I know this name.
yeah, they do sketches.
It's a pretty popular.
It's surprisingly popular, but yeah, they are consistently extremely funny. They make these little Instagram reels. Scott Bigos, very funny up and coming comic, is involved with them. Huh?
And who?
I actually don't know the names of the other guys.
Yeah, Scott Bigos might be the only one who does stand up.
Somebody.
He's the only one I met out of that group. Like, he has people we know on his sketches all the time, though.
Somebody. It must have been like Dad Meat or something. Somebody just talked about that show.
Yeah.
It was on Dad Meat or Butterly's show. Or those
Oh,
solo
it could have been
podcasts.
the Butterly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very funny. So
What do you got for me?
You go first.
Okay. First, I'm gonna assign you a special. Whitney Cummings.
Why would you do this to me?
Her latest special that is fucking buried because of what platform it's on is fucking hilarious because
I doubt it.
I think she it's called Mouthy. She's finally I think she finally
What's it on?
OnlyFans. I have to literally send you
No.
the link
All right.
because
I'm not doing that.
it's of.tv.
Actually, you know what? I think I did a trial for that to watch a roast.
You don't need
They
a
did the
trial
roast
for
of
it.
Burt Kreischer on there.
And I think they did roasted Whitney herself too.
Yeah, they did.
I remember watching it because I think two of the roasters were Norton and Jay Okerson.
Well, this video you don't need a trial or anything for. You just
Okay.
need the URL.
We know somebody who did a set on OFTV.
Yeah. I think like she probably felt safe because it's like a platform that's not a major streamer and it felt like she was actually letting loose and was being very funny.
I recently watched the horror movie made by the Foo Fighters, Studio 666.
Oh, she was in it at some point. Right?
She is in it, and she has one of the coolest fucking death scenes I've ever seen in a horror movie.
Pull her implants out.
Something like that.
Like,
But like, yeah, it's so much better than
Yeah, because that
Stuff I've
last
seen
one
before.
on Netflix.
Not for me.
What do you got as far as music, or you got more comedy for me?
I have a 4-way split for you.
Okay,
It's listed as a compilation, but it's only 4 bands.
fair.
It's called the Screaming Death Comp, and the Bandcamp URL is bunkerpunks.bandcamp.com. There's
Just send me the link later.
yeah. There's the band Rat Cage is on there. A band Scarecrow is on there.
Rat Cage rules, Scarecrow rules.
Yeah, so it's fucking awesome. I couldn't stop listening to it.
I got 2 comedy specials.
Nice.
One of them, look, I just saw it today. It's Phil Hanley has a crowd work special he just put up. It's called Live in one of the cities that begins with A. Maybe Augusta, maybe Atlanta. I don't fucking remember, but it's really good. It's a quick one, maybe 20 minutes. And the other one I have for you is a guy named Brendan Aire. And Aire is spelled Eyre. And the special is called Desiree with 2 E's. And it's on, both of these are on YouTube. It's one I found on the 800-pound gorilla page. And musically, I have a hardcore record for you by a band called The Promise. And the album's called Believer. You probably are familiar with it. Yeah. But that's all I have for you, sir.
Yep, same.
I can look up the Phil Hanley special later, but it's a quick one. It's only like 20 minutes.
And I'll send you the URL to
Yeah.
Mouthy because she even used to share like a URL that she had made for it. It
Yeah.
doesn't work. I had to Google it and like find it, but it's there.
Would you mind sending to me as well? I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the little.
Only reason fucking saying OnlyFans makes me say no is the fact that I'm like, look, no matter how much of a pervert I am, I will never subscribe to anyone's OnlyFans. I will keep it to like just a demented porn I enjoy. But then it's like,
You're a better pervert than me.
but then they're like, oh, we're gonna start putting comedy specials and roasts on fucking OnlyFans. I'm like, you cruel tempter says next you'll be like, oh, OnlyFans, if you sign up now, you get sandwiches. I'm like, God damn it.
Wasn't Lemaire putting clips up on Pornhub?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yes, he was.
Well, they're not gonna get fucking taken down. That's
No.
That is true.
Well,
Or
I think
buried.
could be wrong. I think Drew Montana made a comedy page on OnlyFans. Like made an OnlyFans account just to post his comedy.
Some comics have done that. That's smart.
That'd be funny as shit if that's where. Do you want to see the girl you went to high school with finger herself and
Yes.
have a couple laughs?
Sure.
Come on over to OnlyFans.
The same thing I'll say to all of them. I'll look once. Why not?
God damn it. She have feet in it? Yeah. All right. That's all I got. You guys got anything else you need to plug or?
Nope.
At Jesse Draham on Instagram. JESSEDRAHAM.
At BiggestJeff, all one word.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Thank you so much for coming down and hanging with us. We'll definitely have you back again very soon.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for having me.
And when we get the podcast going, we'll be fucking pushing it as much as we can.
Thanks, huh?
Everybody check these guys out. They're hilarious and they're great dudes. We'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Tom, hit that intro.
Moon.